time. And you know me and my bros on the same time. No brakes, green light. No brakes, I got the green light. When you hit ons, know it's game time. And you know me and my bros on the same time. No brakes, green light. No brakes, I got the green. We gon' tear it down, tear it down, tear it down, yeah. We ain't going out, we ain't going into town, no. Money ain't the mission, no, we coming for the crown, yeah, we coming for the crown. If we going out, then we going out loud, eh. Putting on the show, young man, take a bow, eh. Even under pressure, they ain't never had doubt. But if we gon' do it, gotta do it right now.
Peace and blessings, everyone. It's me, the coach, along with my brother, NYG22, with another Heart of the City for you guys. Just want to thank everyone who's here for tapping in. I really appreciate everyone always continuing to support us and what we are trying to bring to you guys. Some great content, talking about the heart of the city, everything that's going on in the heart, because the heart of the city is on fire. So we're getting ready to get into a great show. So, but before we do that, as always, going to tap in with my brother, NYG. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, coach, man. Maintaining, out working, out making money, man, making money moves, man, and dodging the haters. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, glad to be here. Glad to talk up New York City sports, man. Lots going on in the city right now.
Always. So going to also tap into the chat real quick. E-Man Perry, thanks for tapping in. Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit of Giants today. So a lot to go into in terms of what's going on in the heart of the city. So we're going to get right into it already. We're going to talk about the Yankees and the Mets. Right now, looks like the Yankees are down 3-1. Let me just go back and double check. Yes, network. To the Mets. Looks for a while I was watching, and it's 3-2 now in the bottom of the sixth. And there's a man on third, and looks like it's LeMahieu's up, 2-man out, 1-1. So right now it's a tightly contested game. Again, 3-2. Mets are up over the Yankees. So, but we'll see what happens. Now he's down 1-2. So strike out there. So, but again, the Yankees they don't continue to play the type of Yankees baseball that we've been used to, man. I mean, and right now it looks like the Mets are owning the Yankees. I mean, right now,
yeah,
it's two. They won the first two games in
first two, yeah.
Yeah. So
yep. Now they up again. And the Mets have been playing well. 51-48 now.
Mm-hmm.
The New York Mets are. So they making a little comeback, man, since your boy Grissom, the McDonald's character, popped up on the scene. But they're still 11.5 games behind the Phillies.
Yeah.
But they are right now in the wild card hunt. So right now they are tied for that last wild card spot with the Padres. So it's gonna be interesting, man. Yeah.
He grounded out. So that's the end of the sixth. So going to the top of the seventh now. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, top of the seventh.
I'm trying to pull up the MLB standings right now. Yeah, Yankees are a game and a half behind the Orioles. I think last I saw the Orioles were down to the Marlins. I think it was 5-1. But that was earlier. So, and in terms of the wild card, the Yankees, they have the wild card lead right now, but their biggest thing is trying to get. And you know what? if for as much as we kill the Yankees, think about what I just said. We're a game and a half out of behind the Orioles, who basically who are leading the American League. So if they could get their stuff together, they could
Mm-hmm.
easily start making a strong push for the AL the AL East division, as well as the American League in total. So it's just that as Yankees fans, I know for me that's what's frustrating, because I know we're right there. We really are right there. Yes, we have
Mm-hmm.
holes to fix, but the rest of the American League is not. It's not like they're blowing the Yankees away, even for as badly as the Yankees are playing. So if they could get their shit together, what does that tell you?
Yeah, it tells me that this team is much like the teams in the past, where
Mm-hmm.
they'll be good in the regular season, they'll make it to the postseason, and then they'll probably flop. Because they're just lacking something, coach. They're just lacking, like, they're lacking substance. Like, I feel like they're real top heavy. Like, you got these $300 million players, Judge, Stanton, Soto's gonna get a big contract, Cole, but then, like, from there it kind of drops off. And I've talked about this. I actually made a quick little video yesterday on this subject, and the it's basically a Judge Soto type of team right now. You're not getting a whole lot from any of the other players in this lineup. You know what I'm saying? And they have not stepped up. They have not stepped up. Now I know Rizzo's been hurt. I know Stanton has been hurt. Labor has been. I think he got hurt. But again, you still need some of these other players to kind of step up, man, and start doing their thing. You know what I mean? And it just has not been the case, man. Looking at the box score tonight, you know, um, 2 hits by Volpe, who has
Mm-hmm.
been playing well. I will say that. And then it's Torres and Verdugo, and then it's zeros, as far as hits. LeMahieu, who has been awful, um,
Mm-hmm.
only averaging 185. He got a hit tonight, man, but you're not getting anything out of him. You're not getting anything out of LeMahieu. JD Davis, I mean, he's hit or miss. I mean, Volpe, like I said, he has played well. I will give Volpe that. He's played pretty well, but the rest of this lineup just it ain't hitting on much, coach. I'm gonna be honest.
No,
It is
no, I
not hitting
agree
on
with you.
much.
But that's the reason why I say, if this team could get their shit together, that
Mm-hmm.
that speaks volumes to their potential, right? And what they can do. If guys would just
Facts.
give us a little bit of something, just a little bit of something, you're not that far off of first place. So if you could just be just let's just say if you could be average, just be average. That would definitely. What's up, Daniel? That would definitely help this organization immensely. So, but you're right, man. They lack that fire. As they say, they lack that je ne sais quoi. So, I mean,
Yeah.
what's up, Breezy? Man, thank you, man. That's right. Tap that like button. Everyone, make sure you hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to Unpopular Opinion Sports, as well as Coach A Gladney's Amazing World of Sports. Hit the notification
Mhm.
button so you know when we post new content, and always sharing all your social media platforms, man. It really helps us out immensely. So, but yeah, the Yankees, they really are missing something. Conversely, the Mets do. They may not have the same level of talent the Yankees may have, it seems like to me, but they do, like you said, they do have some type of fire, some type of
Mhm.
drive, some type of want to. What's up, Nimar, man? Thanks for tapping in, man. Appreciate you, brother, for always being here, man. But and that's what's frustrating for me as a Yankees fan, because I know there's
Mm.
potential there. I know there's something there. Yes, I question the analytics stuff. I question Aaron Boone. And is Aaron Boone the question? I mean, is he is he the answer? Because
He ain't the answer. And we do have a lot of questions about him. So,
Mm-hmm. What's up, Coach? Thanks for tapping in, man. I appreciate you. But that's the whole point. Sometimes a coach, yeah, I understand you want to be a player's coach, and you don't want to, jump down guys' throats, and that's fine. I'm not saying you have to be that type of coach, but there are moments when you really need to. You need to kick a guy in the ass. To be brutally honest, sometimes you need to pull him to the side and kick him in the ass. You don't want to embarrass him in front of everybody, okay? But pull him to the side and kick him in the ass to light a fire under them, because this team doesn't have it. And for Boone to always, number one, always getting, okay, he gets fired up and he gets thrown out, as opposed to, you know what? Yo, fellas, step your ass up, man. Step your game
right.
up, something, because something needs to be done to fire these guys up, man. And that's what's frustrating to me. Now I
Most
heard that I
definitely, man.
saw something where they were talking about bringing back a former Yankee from Toronto. I forgot who the pitcher was. It was a pitcher. But I saw it briefly. So, I don't know if that's an answer alone, but they definitely need to do something to light a fire under these guys.
Yo,
So,
but what's crazy though? Um, the Mets got a couple. The Mets got a couple Yankees on their team right now. That's playing pretty well. Harrison Bader. Luis Severino. Adam Ottavino was a Yankee at one point, I
that's
believe.
right. You're right.
So yeah, I mean, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, you took those players over there, and I think especially somebody like Harrison Bader, would be good right now, good contact hitter in this lineup, man. But again, they're so top heavy, coach. They're so fucking top heavy, man. This Yankees team has been like this for years.
But that seems to be the major problem, where on the back end, those guys are, in a sense, it comes across that they're going to just wait for Judge or Soto, the big money guys to produce, as opposed to, you know what? Let me go out there and show my worth and show that I'm a big leaguer, and I can come out here and help this team win. So, and again, like I said, I'm looking. I just look at the standings. They're not that far off from leading the American League, and they're playing terribly. And that just tells me everything I need to know, that this team, if they can get their head out of their backsides and just focus and play some good baseball, they could easily be back up and probably blown away the American League like they were at the start of the season. So again, I don't know what has happened for this team to have fallen off, because, like I said, when I'm looking at the standings, that's telling me all I need to know. And this team is right there. And at the beginning of the year, they were blowing everyone away. So I wonder, did something happen in the locker room where these guys are not completely bought in? I don't know. I'm not in the locker room.
And that's a management issue.
Yes,
You know what
exactly.
I'm saying? Is Boom, because again, I remember when they had Joe Girardi. And Joe Girardi, I mean, he was an old school type coach, type manager. He was tough on the players, and a lot of the players can complain. And I know specifically, one Gary Sanchez, who's not on the club anymore, had some issues with Joe Girardi. It was a lot of different things coming out about Joe Girardi. They moved on from Joe Girardi and gave us Aaron Boone, who was running the team like the fucking Dallas Cowboys. It's just It's just a bunch of stars with egos, and nobody's really putting together any type of, you know what I'm saying? I don't see a lot of chemistry. Now when the Yankees are playing well, you do see some chemistry, man, but again, like you said, it's got to be deeper than just the talent. This team has had talent for so many years, and they have underperformed greatly. So
Mm-hmm. So, well,
I don't know, man.
they need to get it together because going into the second half of this season now. I mean, the Mets are for everything that they're doing, they're in the hunt and they're starting to play better. And the Yankees, their records doesn't show. It does the way their play is not reflective of their record right now. So they definitely need to
Mhm.
step it up. Otherwise, it's very concerning. Like you said, is it going to be a one and done when it gets to the playoffs, man? So, but we'll see as we continue on. So, right now, I'm going to move on, and we're going to talk a little bit about. And I know everybody wants to get into it because it's that time now. Let's talk football. Let's talk about what's going on. I mean, I know right now they have the Hard Knocks, and no, I'm not watching Hard Knocks, so I can't tell you what's going on. But I know.
Yeah, I can't watch it tonight. I'm out. I'm at
Mhm,
work, so
mhm.
but I'll be watching the replay. Giving our analysis. We'll probably talk about it tomorrow on Pat's show,
Oh,
and on Sunday on Giants Conversation. But
what
there is
about
some big
the
news coming out about with the Giants. I don't know if you
yeah
want to get into that.
yeah? Well, the part of that is I wanted to talk about the Diana Rossini interview with Saquon Barkley and him
Okay.
giving out his version of what happened. Basically, you know, he's making it seem like what he wasn't given an opportunity. The Giants basically not even the Giants. Shane basically, he had his, and he said he understands. That's what he should do. That's his job. He has a dollar amount that he was willing to pay, and he wasn't budging off of that. So, um,
Hmm.
he does feel disrespected because that the Giants basically said go out there and test the market and come back and let us know. But he kind of knew that where it was from there. And yeah, you do. Especially with what you went through in with the franchise tag in the negotiations and everything. Everything that's been put on the table. What's
Hmm.
your thought about it? I mean, first of all, did you see or read the interview?
Yeah, I did, and I mean, look, man, look, Saquon Barkley did not want to be with the Giants. Now, people can say what they want to say about Joe Shane, but ultimately, like I pointed out so many times, uh, Saquon Barkley was playing the Giants fans. You know what I'm saying? And he knew he wanted to taste the money. And look, that's okay. I'm not going to knock nobody for chasing a bag, bro. But
Mhm.
you said it wasn't about the money. You said you wasn't trying to reset the market. You said all this and all that, and then to come out, you said straight up they couldn't pay me enough, or I knew they was gonna not match the offer. Wait a minute, Mr. Barkley. Didn't they give you a way better offer with more annual money at the trading deadline, before the trading deadline, um in that 2022 season? Like, people act like they never. Saquon is acting like a victim. I don't like that, yo. Like, you didn't want to be here. Just say that. Look, I didn't want to be there. I was tired of it. I needed to do something different for my career. I want to set my family up long time with a better contract, yada, yada, yada. That's all I wanted from bro. Some goddamn honesty, bro. He's full of shit. He's a liar. And I'm going to keep saying it. And I don't give a fuck who doesn't like it, to be honest with you, because he's telling y'all to his face. He was faking jacks the whole time. The dude said straight up, I probably wasn't going to come back anyway. That's what he said in the interview. I was
Mhm.
already done. He was done with the phone call. But we already knew they was done before the phone call. Now, from Joe Shane's part, yeah, I knew he didn't want Saquon Barkley back either. That was more of a John Mara trying to nudge him to bring Barkley back. So he was trying to make the shit work.
But
Is he
now,
right or wrong for that? Look, What did we do with the money? What did
No,
we need?
I
What was our
agree with
most
you.
pressing needs? You know what I
Yes,
mean?
but
This
see
is
now,
management.
but now that in that same token, then Shane should have been straightforward. Look, Saquon, you know what? The money that the market is out there for you, probably, yeah, and he knows what the market is for. Let's be real. He's a general manager. He knows what the market is. Don't be fooled. He knows. So he
Of
knew.
course.
So point blank, they both played each other. Let's be real. If you're going to put it that way, they both played each other. Shane, for everything that he should look, Saquon, we're
I'm
probably not going
talking
to be able to
about
afford you.
I'm talking about coach. I'm talking
Mhm.
about what Barkley said to the fans and how he acted toward the fans. What Joe Shane did was between him and Saquon Barkley.
Let's see
He
that
did
that's.
say but he did say he was trying to bring Barkley back, and he was because they offered him a contract.
I disagree. No, I don't. I don't agree that Shane really wanted to bring him back. Shane did not. Shane has never wanted to run it back. We've always known that from the beginning when he came in here.
I'm
He said
saying, I'm
that.
saying, I'm saying he said they was trying to bring him back, and they was, but it
No, I
wasn't going to work. What why did they offer him a contract then, coach?
Well, this
If they didn't want to do
okay.
back.
I'm not talking about 22. I cannot talk about 22 because that was the previous year. I'm talking about this past year. That's the business I'm looking at. And as far that's where you know what Saquon had probably initially
Well,
deep down
and
inside he
and
probably did, and he saw how Shane is in terms
and
of
you
a
know why?
businessman.
And you know
Mhm.
why he didn't want to. You know why Shane and Barkley too. It was because those negotiations didn't go how they thought it was going to
Exactly,
go.
exactly.
And when you tell somebody you're not trying to set the market, and he gives you 14 million, goddamn near offered 14 million, or was it 13 million? I think it was 13 million.
It was 13. Yes.
Barkley wanted 14, but
Hmm.
bro, that's basically Christian McCaffrey money right under it. You said you wasn't trying to set the market. You
But
see
that's
what I'm
not
saying?
setting the
So when,
market. That's to me. That's not
but
setting for
but
me. For me,
but
that's not
bro,
setting the
when
market.
I understand, but if I'm a general manager, okay,
Hmm.
somebody told me, hey, look, I'm trying to come back at a reasonable number. What was that not a reasonable number? Is Barkley better than Bradley, Nick Chubb, Christian McCaffrey, hell, even Kamara and Derrick Henry?
I
Like,
put
come
them
on,
on.
bro.
Christian McCaffrey, no, but all those other three others, yes, they're all to me. They're all in the same boat. And you can sit
I
here and
don't.
say, I respect that, but that's where I say they're all in the same
Barkley
boat.
hasn't been that. Them guys have been way more productive than Barkley and way more healthy. Except Chubb got hurt this
So
year,
now
but
you're talking
before
about
that,
the health, but you said are they in the same boat in terms of talent? See, that's what
but
I'm
you
talking
gotta
about.
factor in the health because you're talking about contracts.
I get it. I understand,
See
and
what I'm
that's
saying?
why the 13. Okay. Here's the compromise. They wanted 13. He wanted 14. That's where you come in and you say 13 and a half. Now I'll say and that's why I said it's on both of them. I did just say that it's on both of
Hmm.
them. It's not
Yeah.
just on Saquon. Shane
I'm
is
just
also.
I'm not good. I'm not gonna defend that dude. And I
I'm not saying
understand people
defend it.
that
I'm not.
want to, but again, he lied to this fan base, and now they're trying to point the finger at the general manager. Like, bro, you
I'm about.
said you said you wasn't about that like you wasn't trying to like beat us, like it wasn't about the money, pretty much. The way you pointed out, you said you want to be a Giant for life. You know what I'm saying? You went to the Eagles for goddamn near the same fucking amount of money that you got offered in 2022. So like, stop playing with me. I am not gonna defend this fucking dude, man. And I'm
Well,
kind of
first of
sick of
all,
talking about this fucker, man.
first of all, let me say this. I'm not defending him, but I'm
I
also
know you're
not.
not. Yeah,
I'm not
you're
also
just
not.
looking at it from a different point of view. I get
No,
what you're
I'm
doing.
looking at it from both sides. That's the whole point.
Hmm.
And I understand I really do understand his point and where he's coming from. There's a lot of fans, they're hurt, and I get it, and y'all don't want to hear it, and you feel lied to, bamboozled, whatever, however you want to categorize it. I get it. I don't look at it like that because if that's the case, to me, every damn player is a liar. they're all going to say they want to end their career with whatever team, so on. Say, look, it's business. They're going to go for the money in the long run. Period. Now the money dried up. That's why in 22 he saw that, you know what, he missed out on the opportunity. It came back around. The Giants were not going to offer him that money this time around.
Why should they?
No, and I'm not saying they. I'm
He
not saying they
that
should,
up, bro. Your dumbass didn't take the fucking the goddamn contract, bro.
Yes,
like fuck that dude, man. He's like, I hate players that play that fucking victim shit, yo. Like, bro, just move on. He's the one doing all this fucking talking. I don't see Xavier McKinney doing that shit.
Well, he's
that dude's a hoe, bro.
He's being interviewed. That's the whole thing. Everyone goes to him, and what is he supposed to do? Not answer the questions?
Nah, answer the questions, bro, but be 100 with it, yo. Don't sit up there and act like, oh, I knew they wasn't going, and they just didn't want me.
Yeah,
like
we all.
He's whack, bro.
I knew it,
but that wasn't the case up until this point, and two factors factored into that. One, they didn't want to tag him again, and Saquon knew that. And then two, you know what I'm saying? He already lost leverage because they already offered the contract to him. You know what I'm saying? So again, they're not gonna keep offering you the bag, bro. And then you coming off a subpar season. Like, come on.
I'm not saying offer him the bag. Then that's where he knew that. That's my point.
People act like if the Giants would have paid this nigga $15 fucking million a year, oh yeah, they did the right thing. No, they would have blasted them dudes. They would have fucking blasted the Giants and called them stupid as hell, bro. Do not sit up here and tell me that the fucking media wouldn't have done that. Do not tell me that. They would have blasted the Giants,
I'm not
bro.
talking about the media.
Oh my God. You gave a running back $15 million and you don't got an offensive line. They're stupid. But then when they let them go, we're still stupid. Which one is it? Should we have signed them or let his fucking ass go?
But see, you know what, NYG, I'm not even focused on the media. I'm not even focused on the fan base. I'm talking about what I saw from this interview. And that's why it's like I understand from both sides. To me, it's both of them, Shane as well as Saquon Barkley. You want, and the thing I'm saying is, if you're going to rip Saquon Barkley, you need to equally rip Shane, because Shane.
I'm not going to do that. No,
Shane. No. Here's my thing. Shane should have just been straightforward with Barkley from the door. Cut the bullshit. Don't play this game. Oh, go test the market and all this and that, and then come back and let us know. No, you knew you weren't going. Saquon, you know, this is the money that we pretty much have.
Look how Saquon answered the phone. What was he supposed to say? Saquon said he was already done, bro.
That part I didn't see. I'm just talking about.
Shane was like, I'm gonna clarify for you. Shane was like, hey, Saquon, what's good? I'll share with the fan. Like, he was already like, he didn't want to talk to that dude. So how you expect this man to feel, bro? You expect him to kiss ass to Saquon Barkley? Nah, bro.
No, I'm not saying. You think that's what I'm saying? No. But again,
but you saying be straight up with him and be honest with him and all that shit.
What
like,
I'm saying when I say that in terms of business, you put the money, you tell him point blank, Saquon, this is all we can afford, plain and simple.
You done lied to the fan base, and we supposed to, and the general manager's supposed to be honest and straight up with him. Hell with that dude, bro. Go to Philly, man. Suck rocks.
Okay, no problem. Again, I'm holding them both accountable. I hold them both accountable. Nobody can tell me anything. Y'all can't change my mind on that. It's both of them. Shane is just as culpable as Saquon.
Horse shit, not you.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
He knows. Yeah.
If anybody's trying to get me to no, because I think Shane is equally as culpable as Saquon. And
I'm right there. I'm right there with you, Coach.
This is business.
I'm not going to blame Shane. I'm not.
But see, to me, it's also business. That's why I don't. For me, I guess because I look at players as assets. I say it all the time. So they're going to do what they got to do because their career is short-lived. Plain and simple.
A lot of players are asses. There's a few good ones, but most of them are asses.
No, assets.
I know. I'm just messing with you, bro.
Oh, no. And that's the thing. So that's why I look at it in as far as the general managers, they're businessmen. and they're gonna try and manipulate and do things for their jobs and for the books and so on and so forth. And please, I'm not even going to talk about Mara. I'm not even getting into that because I don't even care about Mara in that regard. I understand he wants Saquon, blah 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 blah. I get it, but in the end, for me, it's both of them. There's the business side, and then there's the player. Plain and simple. You want to say both of them are at fault? Fine. I don't have an issue with that. It's not one over the other for me. So, but what's up, man? Thanks for tapping in, man. How you feeling today?
Cave, Lou, what's good with y'all, man? Appreciate y'all tapping in.
What's good, man? I came up on this thing right here with you guys, man. Going in on Saquon. Like I said, man, at the end of the day, man, it's over with. It's done with. Like I said, the person you could blame on this stuff, you could blame Saquon's agent. Because, like I said, she's the only one that got fired. Because, like, Dexter Lawrence got his deal done. I mean, Daniel Jones got his deal done. Andrew Thomas got his deal done. They ain't fired their agents. So that's where the proof is in the pudding. Had he had this dude last year, that deal would have
been done. Two different agents, though.
He fired the female, and then
he went through 3 different agencies, Man Cave.
Right. And
so,
now
was it the agency or was it his asking price? Was it his ego?
No, I think it was his agency because the last dude who's his agent now was a guy who actually had him sign the franchise tag, and that dude knew what he was doing. Had he been there first, Saquon would have had the deal done with the Giants. He'd have told him, take that money, man, 13, 14 man, take the money and be done with it. You know what I'm saying? But he was listening to that agent, and she didn't know what she was doing. You see what I'm saying? She messed it up.
So you saying he basically was getting bad advice, business advice.
Yeah. That's why he fired the agent. I mean, come on, you ain't gonna fire the
agent. That's fair. That's a fair point.
Because I think she was with Rock Nation, and everybody know Rock Nation. You know how you know Rock Nation because what's that? When Robinson Cano left the Yankees, he got that big bag with the Mariners, and it was some other athletes that doing Rock Nation.
See what they did the Victor Cruz contract negotiation too.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I don't mess with Rock Nation. Fuck Rock Nation. I don't mess with anything affiliated with Hove.
Right.
Joke.
And like I said, man, hey, everybody go their separate ways, man. We done with that stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? I feel. Listen, it is what it is. But like I said, if you offer something,
Neymar has a comment. What does it say here, Coach? Any injury updates on players?
We're
gonna get to that.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. So that was the next thing that we were going to get into. Trust me, in reference to, because I did highlight it a little earlier. In terms of players reported, and Andrew Neal went on the pup list, and y'all know I've been the biggest proponent, supporter.
Yesterday on the YouTube short, before that shit came out, I'm telling you, bro, I be calling these shits. Sorry.
Well, I'm just gonna say this: it's hard for me to defend it. Oh, come on! Y'all are fucking killing me.
The New York Giants.
Sorry.
Right tackle position.
But it's hard for me to defend him when now I'm hearing mixed reports. I heard that he re-aggravated his injury during the OTAs or whatever, and that's
that poor blocking.
Coach.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Coach.
No, finish on. Go ahead, finish what you got to say.
He aggravated me with that poor ass blocking.
Okay. Well, look, plain and simple, I don't even know what that's what I was waiting on, his weight. So, but he's on the pup list, he re-aggravated it. Is it a product of the weight? I don't know, but that's the only person I heard any type of injury updates. Did y'all hear of anyone else?
Oh, you said who? Was Evan?
Evan Neal.
Yeah, Evan Neal's on pup. Your boy Unpopular Opinion Sportsman saying for quite a while right now. And I've been getting.
Is there anyone else?
Aaron Robinson.
There's Aaron Robinson's on pup. Okay, not a surprise. He's probably not going to make the roster. It's just. I think he really messed his knee up really, really bad, yo. I feel bad for the kid, man. It looked promising. He looked like he had some promise. The beginning of that 2022 season, but it didn't work out, man. But Yeah, Evan Neal, man. I'm just look, man. I hate being right about shit like this. You know what I'm saying? I really do, man, because it sets the Giants back. You know, because now, you know, I mean, I'm sure. Let's hope he comes back. Let's just say that. Let's hope he comes back. Let's hope he, maybe this could be like a little bit of a red shirt year, so to speak. He can learn from Jermaine Illuminor. Watch some real tackles and watch some real linemen play some real football. Lose that weight, like Coach said. Get in the gym, get in the training room, perfect your craft, work hard. And then come back. In 25 next year. Hopefully he can be a serviceable lineman, for the New York Giants. But if not, if it does sour out and he doesn't get on the field this year and starts complaining or there's some problems, then you have to move on from him, basically.
It's
And
over for him. If Illuminor starts at right tackle and he does well, they will be looking for a trade partner for that dude next year. It's over for him. He will not be a Giant no more. I'm telling you.
Nah, I agree. I'm trying to provide some optimism. You know what I mean? Because first of all, Lou, I don't like celebrating no players' injuries. Whether I agree with the player, I know. I'm just saying that's why I'm trying to, provide a little optimism. I agree with you. I've been saying the same shit you said.
I wish the man well wherever he goes, whatever position he ends up playing. I think he'll be a good left tackle in the league. I just don't think that he's gonna get any more chances here in New York. Joe Shane and them have to fix this O-line if they want to continue building here, and their time clock is already running. So I think if Illuminor does well at right tackle, that's gonna be it for Evan Neal.
Yeah, that's cold, Eric. That's cold, though, man. But hey, man, when you say shit like that, bro, sometimes that shit come to bite you in the you know what, bro.
But
when you say things like that, that's like karma's a bitch, man. When he made that burger flipping comment shit, I mean, I didn't like that shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. But everybody's like, oh, he's a young player. He's frustrated. Give him a pass, whatever. Now, look, bro, you might be the one flipping burgers. That's a damn good point, Eric. I'm sorry, man. That's just fucked up, man. But it is what it is sometimes, man. Sometimes you just got to shut up, especially in New York.
Well, I think I still think he's going to play this season. He'll be back. He'll be back because of injuries, man. I mean, if our O-line
where's he going to play, though?
No, I'm just saying if our line is injury free, that's a different story. But you know how the injuries go, so we're always gonna need people back up and stuff like that. So
unless Illuminor or Andrew Thomas gets hurt, where's he gonna play? Yeah,
he gonna come back as water boy, towel boy, tablet holder.
They'll probably listen. If he comes back, if Andrew Thomas get hurt, they'll move Illuminor to left tackle and then put Evan Neal back at right tackle.
Stop putting your nuts on that man like that, man.
All right, guard or something like that. But he'll be back, man. Because like I said, it's hard to go through a season without injuries on the offensive line.
So
that's a good point. That's a good point.
Especially our, you know what I'm saying? We always have bad luck with that. Hopefully not.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we can go through a whole season without it, but you know what I'm saying?
What was you saying? Any update
on Van Roten? Because I know he left without a contract, but
no update as of now. I would expect the Giants to keep, shopping around, obviously for guards, because I know the plan is going to be to move
Illuminor.
And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, that's what that Azudu shit. That's what that hold up. That's what that Azudu shit was all about, bro. The Giants knew Evan Neal wasn't going to be ready.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's what that Azudu shit. Moving Azudu around and OTAs was getting him ready because he's going to be the backup for Jermaine Illuminor.
Yep.
Coach, what I told you on that Madden simulation, right? I told you what was happening. They be knowing things before we know.
A month ago saying that I don't think he's going to be ready to even go when the season starts, that I think he's going to be on the PUP list. I said that a month ago about Evan Neal.
And he had that surgery 8 months ago.
But he's overweight,
Yeah.
bro. He's overweight. Your legs have to support you, and when you're
Yeah.
overweight and you're trying to heal a leg injury, it's a motherfucker.
Yeah, it's tough.
He got that fat back. Fat back.
Man, kid, crazy.
Ankles right around the ankles.
Look, I know from experience because I deal with it every day, man. And you guys are right, man. I mean, your weight is a big factor. And yes, when you have leg injuries, it plays a big part into it, man. You know, and that's why I don't begrudge. I don't even joke with stuff like that, man, because I know what it's like dealing with legs and back injuries when you deal with your weight. You know, the shit is not funny. It hurts, you know, and I feel for the young man because he's young. He's a young man. So, I mean, I'm in my 50s. So, you know, I've lived my life. But for him, you know, that's a big factor, which is why I've always said,
You've been saying
thank
he needs to
you.
lose weight for a minute. You've been saying it for a while.
And that's a big reason why. You know, I speak to that because of experience. You know, like you said, with the legs, you know, I deal with that. And then your back, you know, because and it's also a factor of you're going to also overcompensate, which is going to create injuries elsewhere. So, you know, so to lose point, you know, he's probably done in New York. What did I say? You know, if you're going to move here, then you know what, you might as well just trade him. You know, I have been saying, you know, just move on and just let him go somewhere else and resuscitate his career, and then you know he let it go from there. You know, so
what you getting out of him,
But you know when you come back from that on PP, what they give you like a couple of weeks to get
is
ready?
it 6 weeks? No, I thought it was 6 weeks.
I think it's like 6 weeks. So
six weeks, yeah.
He's gonna get one more shot. He's gonna play.
Well, we'll see.
Optimistic member of the Big Blue Crew.
I'm just saying. I'm thinking he's gonna get one more shot because, like I said, listen. Our line it'll be better this season, but like I said, it ain't like when
our line about to be the truth if we grab rat.
I think
it's like gonna be like there. You know what I'm saying? So
but bro, with the thing about it, Man Cave, is not only is Thomas and Illuminor better than Neil, but what if some of these other guys are better than Neil too?
No, I'm not saying
he can't. I mean, he's gonna have guys ahead of him when he comes back, though. I mean, you got to think about Stinney and Nelson and whoever else they sign. If they sign Van Roten or you know, and then you got a Zulu who we talked about. So it's gonna be a tough road for him to get back on that field this year, I think. Now next year, we'll see. But I think they're gonna end up. I think they're gonna end up moving on.
Did anybody hear about Theo Johnson?
He's on that.
Yeah, I heard he was on the pup.
Okay. All right,
yeah,
so
he's on the pup.
now.
Yeah, that came out last week.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I only say like the only reason, like I said, if we could stay healthy, we gonna be good on the offensive line. But if them guys start getting like falling like flies, that's when it's gonna happen. That's all I'm saying. So cross our fingers it don't happen. That's what I'm saying. Cross our fingers it don't happen. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, Theo Johnson is out there, but they also got Cager, Theo, and Bellinger.
Right.
But they got Stoll and Manhurts as well. So
here's the thing: Brian Dable scouted Cager as a wide receiver. He likes Cager.
Right.
You know what I mean? They converted him to tight end, and you know, so if that's the guy he wants to be the tight end. That's the guy he
wants to be that flex tight end, not the inline tight end.
Right.
So that's the thing that you want with Theo with Cager, you know, because you want to create mismatches against linebackers or safeties, you know, which is what you want, because then he's a big body slot receiver, which would be to the Giants' advantage. So it's just that he's really not an inline or even, you know, a blocking tight end, which is why you have Stoll and Manhurts to try and battle out for one of those tight end positions, especially in the blocking tight end, especially in the run game, especially if you want to try and get outside Thank you, fucking G. Excuse me.
Right.
What is going on? What are you watching?
The Yankees.
The
Share, sir.
Yankees, they had bases loaded, and the pitcher went up 3-0. He went up 3-0,
And got him.
and then he got him to strike out. I'm just, you don't understand. I'm just sitting here like,
I
damn,
know.
there.
I told you.
But yeah,
What's about them stankies? New York
yeah.
Stankies.
Yeah, so
Goddamn team.
Neighbors Hyatt Slayton, if used properly, can have defense. I understand that, and then you also got Wandale Robinson, with the quickness. So yes, I agree with that there, Tommy. If you use them properly, but now that also goes into the offensive line, man. Because shout out to Lou and Pat on the show today with whatchamacallit, you guys were, speaking about that.
And Paul Dottino.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so, but y'all were talking about the offensive line because, you don't want to have to use a tight end consistently because that takes away from, your downfield threats, so, and it creates more problems. So, that's why it's important, first and foremost, the offensive line, but then getting into the mismatches that you want to create, on the with the skill guys. You want to create mismatches against, some of these safeties, some of these linebackers, the number 2 cornerback. You definitely want to, create the mismatches so we can take advantage of it. We want the Neighbors to force teams to have multiple eyes on him, and give sometimes bracket coverage, and that'll open up the areas for a Hyatt, for a Robinson, for a Slayton, or any running back coming out of the backfield, and that's really what Dable wants to do. He wants to create mismatches in the passing game, in a sense, to be
the short running game out of the back. I mean, the short passing game out of the backfield
exactly.
as a run. Yep.
Exactly. And that's that's the old type of West Coast offense where, yes, you do short passes, but you also use the running back to create some mismatches. You can do a rug route with a receiver and a running back, which will create so much more issues in the passing game for defenses. So, but again, everything we all know goes back to the offense. You can have too much weapons sometimes. No, I disagree with you, Anthony. You can't have too many weapons. It's how you use them. It's always good to have more weapons in a sense, and if you utilize them correctly, because if you don't have them, then what? Or you have too few, then what? Scheme shouldn't be nowhere near 12, 13 personnel only for run and play action, but Neighbors have to open it up for Robinson. No, I agree with you, Tommy. They all have to open it up on the outside, But also here's on the flip side too, Tommy. They also can help in terms of the deep end too, because now if eyes are watching crossers, if Robinson is coming across the middle and eyes are watching him and safeties are buzzing down, then next thing you're going over the top and you got a one-on-one with a weak ass cornerback or a buster of a safety, then there you go. So it each has to work together. So because sometimes you get too many options for a
But
quarterback.
you know what you might see. You might see for the first time in a long time an empty back set with no backs, and it could be like 4 wideouts and then the tight end helping block for a pass play, for a long pass play for the first time, because we haven't seen that in a long time.
Empty spread.
Yeah, you got, because you're gonna have like Neighbors, Hyatt, Slayton, and Wandale Robinson, the four wideouts, and then the tight end blocking to help block. You know what I'm saying, to get some big plays downfield.
That can help. You bring the tight end and you flex them out, then you bring them in to to help out if they're showing a blitz. But
Right.
And again, if your offensive line can handle their front, then you
Right.
still want to have that tight end, in the
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, I agree with you there. So, but this past game for me with Dable has been that's really what it is. He wants to pass the ball. He wants to use the run game just to try and keep defenses honest. and maybe just try and get to the outside as much as possible. Because looking at these backs, because we've complained about, we want a big power back. We don't have that type of back here. You might want to say Tracy, if you want to say Gray, depending, but they're not really power backs.
Right.
So
you need somebody like a Fournette.
Yeah, Dable wants to have these quick backs, maybe get up in off tackle quickly, or get outside on the edge as quick as possible for outside zone. But for me, he hasn't shown the ability to try and run with the power game. He didn't even do that in Buffalo. So, so when it can air raid work in the NFL or with that, no, the air raid will not. I'm sorry, I can't see it working in the NFL. I've heard other people say that they think it is, but the air raid concept, no, because defenses will figure that out quickly. Because it is in a sense a simplistic type of an offense. And if you figure it out, you pretty much can shut their offense down, even if they're a passing team and they have talented guys. So for me, the air raid is just, which is why you didn't see a lot of those coordinators come to the NFL and succeed. So I don't think it can work. So. What's up, Miz? Thank you for tapping in, bro. Appreciate you. We would like to see what we have at wide receiver, but we need a quarterback other than DJ. Well, we don't know. For me, I still want to see what I have in DJ. So go ahead, and what you
about to show out this year, man. I'm sorry.
Real quick. With Daniel Jones, right?
We can't even hear you.
Everybody, you can't hear me? Hello?
It's going in and out.
Hold on.
Daniel Jones is going to show out this way. We're having technical difficulties. The host is going to get that sorted out for you in a minute. But until he does, I'm going
to... y'all should be able to hear me. You can't hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I hear you.
All right.
You sound like you call it collect.
No, he's very staticky. It's low. It's low.
I'm working, bro.
He's working.
On, bro. Pause, man. Like, if you can't deal with it, man, shit. I don't know.
That's a collect call from an inmate.
Anthony, I disagree with you. I understand the way Mike Leach ran it. No, there are so many times I watched him, whether he was at Washington State, whether he was Texas Tech, when he was down at Mississippi State, I could sit and read the down and distance, and I knew exactly what he was going to do based on his personnel and so on and so forth. Now, if I'm an average coach and not coaching in the NFL, what do you think NFL coaches are going to do? They're going to be able to read that and pick it apart. So, exactly, DL. The air raid Davis Webb would be our quarterback right now. So thanks for tapping in, bro. So for me, I can't see it.
Mike check.
I hear you. I hear you.
Mike check. Can y'all hear me in the
I know there's a lot of people. Yeah, I know there's a lot of people who would rather see Drew Lock throw because they're haters and they don't know football. But I tell you this, with an improved O-line, DJ is about to shut a lot of you haters up. And I personally can't wait to watch all you freaking non-football talent, non-football knowledge
Randy
look like a bunch of morons for all the vitriol and hate y'all been giving DJ. Because all the sports analysts who know football, former players who know football, players currently on his team, and the coaches tell you that he has all the tools necessary to do what is necessary on the field. He just came into a very poor situation, a shitty offensive line, shitty coaching, shitty management, shitty ownership. He came into a shit show. They're about to rectify that. And if this offensive line plays anywhere near what they look like on paper, y'all all going to be eating crow. And I can't wait.
Here's what I'm going to say. And there's a lot of people who, and I get it.
I'm talking to everybody, all the stuff I see on Twitter and everything like that. When I'm addressing you, I will say you, Kai Vase. Everybody who's been watching my show for 3 years on YouTube knows I don't stutter, I don't pull no punches, and I ain't scared to call nobody's name or drop my address. When I'm addressing you, I'll address you and you'll know it.
Anthony, look at what you just
All
said.
right,
He's mixing his West Coast with some concepts, so that's different as opposed to running a straight wet air raid concept. That's a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead, NYG. What were you going to say?
Nah, man, I'm just saying. Look, um, everybody get worked up over Daniel Jones pause, but what's what's crazy about it is it's not
You
like.
go
Can
ahead. Go
you
ahead.
hear me?
Yeah, you're going in and out, but I got you now. Go ahead. I hear you.
Yeah, yeah. So it's not like Daniel Jones has to be on the Giants forever.
Right.
It's there's things you can do. You can trade this man. You can get a contract
You getting
restructured.
sensitive. I didn't call you nothing.
Maybe you can do you know what I'm saying? Maybe you want to release him after the season or whatever. Whatever have you is it's not like it's the end of the world because Daniel Jones is on the roster for 1 year. We don't know. What if and I put this scenario out there, what if he goes out and has a good season or like good half a season and they decide they want to trade him because they want to move on and they want a different quarterback. And maybe they can recruit some picks or something. So everybody got the negative vibe when it comes to Daniel Jones, but like Coach says, you gotta listen to the man.
You were
These
in
players are
touch.
assets. So you have to listen to when people talk about this because it's like, okay, use Daniel Jones. He's an asset. You know what I'm saying? You can trade him. You can flip him for picks. You know, you can do release him if you want to and save some money. So again, it's like it's quarterback or nothing with the New York Giants. It's crazy. I don't get it.
Listen, in terms of Daniel Jones, I get where there are fans that are tired and they want to move on. You're entitled to your opinion. As for me, I don't know what I have in this manage right now. If everyone's always telling me, Coach, this is a quarterback's needy era now. You need to have the quarterback. Well, you also haven't had the weapons to see what this quarterback has. So if you now are just giving him a true number one wide receiver, and if he can at least go out and produce, okay, great. But if he can't, based on the contract, see, that's the other thing too. Fans want to, they just want to move on, blah, 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 blah. Well, you know what? Sometimes the contract doesn't allow you to. Shout out to Big Dash. He always says, follow the money. Well, sometimes you can't just say, well, I'm going to let him go. You just can't do that because based on the contract. So now, if you want to say they shouldn't get,
how much would it be to let him go next year?
Right now, if you pre June 1st is $22 million, post June 1st it's 11 and a half, and then another 11 and a half the following year.
So you know what that means? It's a chance they still keep Daniel Jones, depending on the situation next year. So y'all gonna have to, man, it's gonna be rough if you're not a Daniel Jones fan. Because again, follow the money, man. But go ahead, Coach, continue.
Yeah, no, but you're speaking exactly where I was going. In terms of the money, you have to factor in everything. You want to be a smart fan? I get it. You want to get rid of him, but you know what? How do you know what's his skill set? And then his money is also a factor. And you don't want to listen to me pull up Over the Cap and Spotrac, and you look at it and educate yourself. Don't even listen to me. Educate yourself, and you look at the contract and you break it down and you think about it. Do you think the Giants are just going to throw away money like that? Right, like right now. His base salary is what, $47 million. I think he has a cap hit of 60 something million dollars right now. If you were to just cut him today, I mean, that's not smart business. You're not going to do something like that. So you have to factor in the economics as well as the ability. Go ahead, NYG.
I just want to say something to the chat. I put some moderators in there. You're part of the channel. So again, as a moderator, I'm giving you on my channel the permission to, you know, remove disrespectful comments. Now, what we don't want to do is curb people's opinions. If somebody's in the chat just typing their opinion because they don't like Daniel Jones or Evan Neal or Saquon Barkley, that's not what we're here to do. We're here to get rid of the disrespectful shit. That's what my whole rant was about Sunday. So please don't let, you know what I'm saying, people come in here with that type of energy. We're not doing that no more. So I invited a couple of you guys up, Elon, Ghost, I think you've been a mod, next Chef, of course. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to say, man.
My statement was, I guess Kai Vase took it personal or took it like I was speaking to him. I've been on Twitter. I've been on the Big Blue Kickoff with John Smelk and Paul Latino today having this discussion. So my comment about morons and people on Twitter saying stuff about Daniel Jones was not addressing you, Kai Vase. Whenever I'm reading a comment addressing somebody in the comment section, I say their name. So don't take it personal. That wasn't addressed to you. I would have said Kai Vase. You know what I'm saying? You've been on here multiple times. We've disagreed multiple times. We've never had an issue though. So let's keep it that way. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. Exactly, Diella. They're not going to just give up. And that's the thing I'm saying now. Everyone's saying, you know, as far as Daniel Jones, move on from him. And I'm interpreting what you guys are saying is today, right now. Move on from him today. Don't even give him the chance to play out this season. So basically, you're just saying you're going to eat $60-something million. I can't see Shane and Mara, for that matter, sitting there doing that. I just can't. It's not me speaking up and saying Daniel Jones is an elite quarterback. It's not that. Number one, I really don't know what we have in this quarterback because he hasn't had the tools. He hasn't had the blocking. He's also been smacked around as a DC. That's a quarterback that I love. You smack him around because you make him gun shy. And that's even any of the greatest quarterbacks. I've seen Joe Montana be like that. So don't think that, oh, well, it's Daniel Jones. Any quarterback will be like that. So in the same token, I don't know what this quarterback really is able to do if he has the tools around him. That's all I want to see. So,
but what I'm saying is, like, check this out. Look at Bryce Young. Bryce Young played at Alabama. He was good at Alabama because he had all day to look at it and throw around and do what he really wants to. How did he look like last year in the NFL? That's all I'm saying. I mean, y'all saying
that's what it looked like.
He said he could process real quick. Why he wasn't processing real quick last year? Did you see his numbers last year? 10 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 10 touchdowns for the whole year.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a quick processor.
You bugging, Knicks. 100. You bugging, Knicks. 100. You say Knicks. You Knicks fans. You see how you Knicks fans are.
Hey, stop it. It has nothing to do with the Knicks. Stop it. Don't even do that. Don't even go there.
Coach.
I know that.
He said Jones is better than Eli. Whatever you drink in the smoking, please.
Yeah.
I respect the opinion, though. You know what I'm saying? Some popular opinions. Y'all hit that like button.
But some people just act like he's had the best front office in 5 years he's been here. He has a dysfunctional front office for like 3 of the years he was here. You know what I'm saying? It was like a circus. He's finally got a little competent front office now.
Yeah, he was good.
That has nothing
His
to do
son,
with the
Lad is that's his son, right, Coach? Lad McConkey.
Lad McConkey from Georgia.
Yeah. But hold on, we got Miz in the house now. So what's up, Miz?
What's up? What's going on? What I miss? MYG, you so far right now. I give you a donut for Evan Neal. I give you $1 on that one. I give you cookies because you're right so far. I'm not giving up on the guy as an O-lineman, but yeah, you're right. It's not looking very. It's looking a little shaky if he can't play football.
Defend him no more.
The biggest thing is what Pat said today. I didn't even know that. What he's got 1 more year before he gets a new deal. He's not going to get a new deal if he don't play football.
No.
So.
Well, his 5th year, they got a 5th-year option.
The fifth, you got to pick it up. Where they wait a minute. This is what, year 3 for him. So next year they have to decide if they want to. Yeah, they have to decide if they want to pick it up next year.
If Illuminor plays and Illuminor looks good, and this line gels with Illuminor right tackle, you can forget Evan Neal ever being a tackle here for the New York Giants.
Well,
Okay,
if they can salvage him as a guard,
if
they could salvage him as a guard, you know, I mean, I wouldn't be too disappointed either. But would he even do that? I don't even know. So. It was very disappointing for me.
Too much money for him to be playing guard.
That's disappointing because this guy, to me, I thought when we drafted him, he was going to be big time. So
I wanted a Cam Kwanu.
He's not playing well either.
He's
Charles
another
Cross has been the best one out of them 3.
Right.
Facts.
Yeah. Well, we see what happens. You know. I'm not going to give up on him yet. What does a pub mean? How long is that, Coach?
That's like 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
The first 6 games of the season? Is it the first 6 games of the season?
And that's just before he's able to practice.
Hold on a minute, guys. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second.
I know what you're about to say.
Anthony, let me answer your question because this is the second time you asked this, okay? You want to talk about his processing, okay? And I understand that. But again, if you only have 2-point-something seconds, you're going to speed the ball up in your head, no matter what. So your processing is going to be shot. Everybody, this is what, for me as a coach, this is what's frustrating with fans. I'm sorry, all right, because some of y'all, when y'all make comments, you don't put the whole thing together. Football is the ultimate team sport. You need an offensive line to give the quarterback time. Period. Case closed. There is no quarterback on the face of the earth, not even the almighty Patrick Mahomes, is going to be able to do well with 2 seconds in trying to get the ball to his receivers. Your receivers sometimes running 30 yards is going to take 4 seconds. You're not thinking. You're only sitting here trying to strip down the quarterback and say, that's why he's a bum. Put the whole thing together. What route are the receivers running? What is the offensive line doing? What is the down and distance? I am a big proponent on down and distance. To be a smart football player, you got to understand down and distance. The down and distance, what hash mark are you on? What's the time in the game? What is the score? What is the situation? Who is the opposition that you're going against? Now, look, I just said off all of that, and that's what a quarterback has to sit down and identify. How is the cornerback, how are the defensive backs aligned? Are they inside? Are they outside? Are they aligned with their footwork in this manner or that manner? What are the linebackers doing? Where is the defensive line? So, yeah, pre-snap, you got to go through all that. Then one post-snap. Are they rolling their coverage? Are they doing inversions? All of that. And that's all in 2 seconds. You want to strip and attack quarterbacks, but you're not including the offensive line into the equation. There is way too much into it, ladies and gentlemen.
Schemes that he played in the first 4 seasons with 3 different offenses in 4 years.
And he's had the worst offensive line ever since he's been in the league.
I think he's
offensive playbooks in 4 seasons. So
let me do this real quick because what I don't want people to think that, at least from me, is that I don't think Daniel Jones has any weaknesses. You know what I'm saying?
No. That's not what I'm saying either.
Because I think that's what these people want to hear, because they think that we think that Daniel Jones is like this guy quarterback. It's not. So if I'm breaking down Daniel Jones's game, let's get into some real football shit. Let's get into some scouting shit. If I'm breaking down Daniel Jones's game, you know, what I'm looking at is an athletic quarterback, you know, decent arm. It's not Josh Allen, but it's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at a quarterback that has the physical makeup, you know, as far as size, weight, height, all that. And when you go into the passing metrics, you know, Daniel Daniel Jones is an accurate quarterback. You know what I'm saying? As far as passing the ball, you know what I mean? Completion percentage, shit like that. Now, he also has a low interception number. Now, if you get into weaknesses, now what you want to see? Okay, you want to see the ball come out of his hands quicker. Daniel Jones admitted that. If you go watch the interview, who was he on there with? The Sims thing. If you go watch that interview with Sims, you know, he admitted, like, okay, yeah, I need to get the ball out fast. You know, that goes into being able to not read defenses, but processing. You know what I'm saying? You can know what's going on, but if you're late getting there or getting the ball there because you're getting pressured, you know what I'm saying? You're going to be late. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, yeah, he does see the rush when it isn't there. And that's what the comment that Anthony made, which is something I've always said. He has that ghost shit. You know, seeing ghosts. I've been saying this shit. So let's not act like we don't break down the entire game of football. You know what I'm saying? We're just getting rid of the dumb narratives like this is the worst quarterback that ever walked the face of the earth. Because if you go to Twitter, that's what you're going to feel like.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. I'm fair. I'm very fair with Daniel Jones, I think.
Yeah. And then the thing about it is, like, Daniel Jones is playing behind the same offensive line he played in college. He played at Duke. Duke has the worst offensive line. So he's coming to NFL. He's had the worst offensive line with the Giants. So you can never see what this guy can really do. And on top of that, if you go back and look at his college stats, he has better college stats than a lot of these quarterbacks that they like. If you go look at and compare them, he has better stats than these guys in college playing at a bad school compared to these guys playing at big-time schools.
I agree with Nick's 100 that they need to stop running them so much. Daniel Jones should only run when the play completely breaks down and there's no option for him to either throw it or you know, then you need to try to scramble and get some yards or find an open man.
I disagree with that.
I don't want them running him the way they were doing before.
I disagree with that.
Lou, I get where you're going, but part of the thing is because as a defense, if I know that you're taking that away, you've made my job that much easier. Don't take away some of the.
I'm just saying, only do it when it's necessary. It seems like they were doing it too much.
I think this year they're going to protect him a little bit more, just a little bit more.
I thought they should have did it more last year. For real.
But I think this year
they went away from Daniel Jones.
They did go away from it last year.
The best part about Daniel Jones' game and what he does, it's the play fake. It's the play action.
Well, RPO and play action.
If you take his running ability away, guess what? You're taking away that play action, that RPO.
It's also sometimes, you know what, get him movement because it gets him away from the pressure sometimes too. Where, you know, on the backside, if you sprint him right, that backside end is now having to run a little bit longer. Now you give Daniel Jones the option not only to pass down the field, but if the area opens up, sprint down to the first down to get out of bounds. So there's just a little bit more that you can do with it. Yes, can you be creative? Now, I'm not sitting here saying run him 10 times per game. That's not what I'm saying. But if you
come on,
damn,
right down the middle. Yeah, it's like the same thing.
Damn. Yo, bro, I sat there and I looked at that and I'm saying that's a home run. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Aaron Judge struck out with a fastball right down the middle. Man, but where was that? With Daniel Jones' movement, it's a variety of things. You know, I just don't want to see them completely remove it or limit, you know, his ability because that is also one of his strengths. Sometimes you want to get a defense to overcommit or to make a mistake. Now, Daniel Jones has to see it. Yes, he does. I agree with you guys in that regard in terms of the processing. But sometimes if you're moving him, he can see the field a little bit better. Yes, you're cutting half the field off at times, but now you're just giving him the option. Get the ball down the field, run if it's there, if it's open, or throw the ball away. So, and that goes into now that's coaching. See, now I'm not just blaming Daniel Jones. That's also coaching. So I'm including that into his game also. So it's not just one aspect of, processing or his throwing the pass, things. It's everything. It's the blocking. It's the coaching, schematics. It's all of that included into the game. Daniel Jones, his processing, getting the ball as Diella said, throwing the wide receivers open. Yeah, throwing them the ball so they can catch it and make a play. So it's all of it. So,
Yo, Diella, I don't know if you're on Twitter. You and Ghost, I know if you guys went in on the Big Blue Crew Fantasy League. I'm gonna have to find a way to contact you guys because I don't know if you got Twitter, but if you do have Twitter, just follow me NYG22. It'll be AKA Unpopular Opinion Sports, and just DM me, and I will get you guys the link to the league.
Daniel Jones does not have Brett Favre in him because Brett Favre is a gunslinger. There's no
Yeah,
way.
he's got the opposite. He's the opposite.
No.
He's scared to pull the trigger.
He don't have any
No.
about Brett Favre in him, not anything.
Yeah,
Brett
he's
Favre
gun
will used to throw that ball into two with two defenders there. No, that's not Daniel Jones.
No. Brett Favre, you should throw the football into outer space, my man.
Exactly. So
break fingers in the process.
But we've done. Oh gosh.
Over.
Can't beat the Mets. Yankees can't beat the Mets, man.
Nope, can't beat the Mets.
Can't beat anybody.
That's crazy though, bro. Like why? Like
They just
can't beat any.
Can't beat 3-2 lose to the Mets.
Timely hits. They can't.
Like, you got all these hitters and you score 2 runs. Like that shit is.
Diella said that, and that means I have to download Twitter again.
If you got an email, you can email me.
Nick, I think every quarterback has a desire to win the game. Every quarterback. I don't think any quarterback doesn't want to win. But I think when I say when you make that statement. Brett Favre was a gunslinger, plain and simple. He trusted his arm, and he said, "I can make every throw across the field, and I don't care if there's an extra guy over there." He didn't care about turnovers. He just wanted to throw the football into an area, and hopefully his guy will make a play. And if the defense, intercepted his pass, okay, he'll come back the next time and he'll score a touchdown. So. That's what I mean by gunslinger mentality with Brett Favre. I mean, Brett Favre. So,
yeah, I agree.
But then you got to look at Eli. When Eli was playing, he had that good offensive line. He was throwing that ball a lot. Then towards the end of his career, when he was getting hit a lot, he wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, his offensive line was trash.
Right, and he was getting hit a lot. And he didn't have time to throw the ball, and he was getting hit. And he didn't want to get hit.
Exactly. So. He says, "Thanks for letting me know, man. Appreciate that, Daniel. I'm proud of Jones. I know it's not enough." Coach, I'm not sure if you agree with that comparison for Daniel Jones. I see a lot of. I think Daniel Jones has a little bit stronger arm than Chad Pennington. Chad Pennington was very precise, and he was a lot more accurate. So Daniel Jones is not overly as accurate as Chad Pennington. Chad Pennington was also extremely smart. He didn't care about getting hit. He knew if he was going to get hit, he also knew that means someone is going to be open. So, no, I'm not going to say he's a more mobile Chad Pennington. Not for me. No.
And Chad threw to Randy Moss in college.
Yeah. So
Randy Moss
Jones is a beast. Okay. Hey, you're entitled to your opinion, Nick.
Who Jones could be, and he's got to put together here a winning season. Jones could be Alex Smith. That's what he remind me of a little bit.
He has a better arm than Alex Smith.
Yeah, he do.
So, okay, we've been talking a lot now about the Giants, probably almost an hour. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next subject. Great debates, ladies and gentlemen. got a little heated, but that's fine. I appreciate it. Nothing personal with anything, with anyone. I appreciate. I want you all to know that I do appreciate what you guys are bringing to the table. So thank you, and everybody here on the panel. So, but right now, next thing we're going to talk about is the U.S. men's and women's Olympics basketball team. How do you feel about that? And do you feel confident in them bringing home the gold? And I'm going to start with this, okay? The women, yes, I'm confident they're going to bring home the gold, especially after today, what they did to Germany. I mean, they just totally annihilated Germany. And that hurts my heart seeing Deutschland get annihilated like that. So, but the men, after what happened to South Sudan and then to Germany, you basically, if it wasn't for LeBron James, you don't win those games. South Sudan having you down by 14, that's giving the rest of the world the confidence that they can play with you. So, and it concerns me right now. Germany has to be feeling very good right now after playing them. Yes, you lost the game, with LeBron James, but you definitely want to make certain adjustments, going into the Olympics, and hopefully you can make the right adjustments, because also don't forget they can play with an extra man right there in the paint. There is no 3-second rule in terms of like the NBA. So you can throw somebody and let them sit there, and that can help neutralize to a certain extent LeBron James. So the rest of the guys have to step up. I mean, the shooting wasn't overly as accurate as I would have expected. Even with Steph Curry out there, it just seemed a little bit fragmented at times. I know they only had 2 weeks to try and get together. I get it, but it's a cause for concern for me. So I'm going to go around the table and start with NYG. What's your thoughts? Okay, he's working. So I'll move on to Man Cave. What's your thoughts, man?
I totally agree with you as far as the women's team. I have no, what I'm saying, I'm confident they're going to bring home the gold. So that's not even what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing is going to be like, what's going to be the final score? How many points are going to win by? You know what I'm saying? Because they beating up on everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Now the men, the problem with the men team, they got a lot of injured players that's playing that shouldn't even be playing. You know what I'm saying? They got Embiid, they got Halliburton, KD. Who's the other one that's hurt? And these are guys that just played in the playoffs. All these guys was hurt in the playoffs. They should be home resting and rehabbing and stuff like that, and getting ready for the season. And they out here, what I'm saying, out here playing again to get hurt again.
And you know what? I talked about that the other night too, because if you're going to send Kawhi Leonard home, or the Clippers say send him home, why are you not doing the same thing with the rest of these guys? KD did not play any of these preseason games whatsoever with his calf injury or whatever. So why not send him home and bring other guys here that can help us? We still have quality players in the league that can definitely help and be productive. Just like you said with Halliburton, with his hamstring, Embiid. Embiid just, he's always.
Did he have surgery? Embiid did he need surgery? Because I remember in the playoffs they kept saying he was playing hurt. If he was playing hurt, what was his?
Yeah, I know he was playing hurt. I don't know if he had surgery, so I'd have to talk to Sixers fans and try and find out. So, but go ahead, finish your thought about the rest of them.
Like I'm not confident in the men's team bringing home the gold. I mean, they can shock me. Like I said, they can do it, but if they don't bring home the gold, I won't be surprised, because I know they're going to get a hiccup somewhere around. It could be Germany again. It could be South Sudan. It could be France.
Well, in our bracket, it's Serbia, Puerto Rico, and South Sudan. So we have to play them before we move on to the playoff bracket. So
and Puerto Rico is another team that they bring it. They play. You know what I'm saying? They bring it. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly. They definitely bring it. So and you know what? Nick said it best. I mean, the rest of the world, they play with pure fundamentals and basic principles, which is true. which is so true. I mean, anyone who knows me, that's why I say I love the women's game more than I do the men's game, because the women are so fundamentally sound. They play with the basketball the way it's really. Look, they're not trying to dunk all the time. So, you're seeing players who are cutting, and doing good and making great cuts and getting open. I mean, we saw it right there in the WNBA All-Star game. There was a lot of great cutting, good screens. It's just a lot more fundamentally sound. And the game in the NBA, it's just not fundamentally sound. To me, it's always shoot the threes or try and dunks. Shoot the three and try and dunks. We don't even get good touches into the paint to open up other players. Or we're attacking and we're going into double teams. We're not reading, what the defense is doing. So yes, I agree with you, Nix. We lack the fundamentals, and to be honest, that's what the European and internationally they work on. That's a lot of what they work on in the younger days, in their younger groupings. They work on their fundamentals, which is why they are a lot more fundamentally sound than what you see here in the United States. So,
and it wasn't even like that, because back in the day when we used to come up playing basketball, it's like, if you on a 2-on-1 or something like that, you better take it to the hoops for a layup. No spreading out to the 3-point line for a 3-point shot on 2-on-1 or 3-on-1 fast break.
Draw the foul.
He'll call a timeout and pull you out the game.
Exactly. The way you get the 3-point is you take it to the rim and draw the foul with an and one, because now you're doing double damage. You're getting a foul on that player, as opposed to spreading out, shooting a three, and you miss it. Your percentages are lesser when you're trying to shoot the three as opposed to attacking the rim. So, let me see what Miz has to add to this. Go ahead, bro. What's your thoughts?
I haven't had a chance to watch the Olympics, so I really can't sit here and babble some fake bullshit.
I got you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right. What about you, Lou?
They play most of the games,
I
Coach.
hate to sound like a copycat, but that was my exact answer. I haven't watched any Olympics. I've been painting houses after work and then coaching my son's Pop Warner team, so I haven't had time to watch no TV, not even Hard Knocks.
Okay.
I got an unpopular opinion.
Go ahead, brother. Let's go.
For the Olympics, man.
Thank you, Knicks 100. Hit that subscribe button for all these great content creators of the Big Blue Crew Sports Network. You heard?
Appreciate you, Knicks. But I think it's setting up for another one of these LeBron James to be the hero situations. It just seems to be like he's the only one out there doing everything. Him and AD, these Laker players. And then, like we talked about the other day, we kind of question why some of the people aren't on the roster.
Mm-hmm.
So, it kind of makes it look like, hey, it is LeBron James's team. Again, one of these narratives. Look, man, I'm telling you, call me a conspiracy theorist if you want to. I got a lot of factual information to back up shit I say. They want LeBron to be the GOAT so bad. You know what I'm saying? They're creating awards for him. Like they're creating shit to give him. Like, okay, now you can get a gold medal. Now you can be the greatest on the U.S. Olympic team. Oh, you can't win an NBA championship? We'll give you an NBA cup. I bet they win it again next year. Who want to bet? You know what I'm saying? So, like, they'll be like, well, I got 3 rings and 2 cups, so I'm almost there with Joy. It's like, bro, you're not that dude. Like, you're not that dude. You know what I'm saying? So that's my unpopular opinion. As far as the team itself, again, I don't have the right players. They don't have the best players out there. I think you're missing some talent. And I think, players don't want to get hurt. They don't want to get hurt. They're not going to go 150 like the cats from Sudan. Like they ain't got nothing. It's no risk it, no biscuit with them cats. Like they ready to run.
They have nothing to lose.
West
Exactly.
fans, right? They're like, oh, I don't want to get an injury and lose a couple $1 million. So let me chill. Let me chill.
I'm going to answer two things. Nimar, I'm going to say this. Don't forget, Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle are coming off an injury, so that's why they're not going to be on the Olympic teams. It makes no sense because they're coming off of an injury. You don't want to get them hurt. So then, as far as the Knicks, they don't want to lose their best players, and then you don't have them going into next year. So no, I can't see that. But to your point, NYG, there's one factor as a coach that I've always told my players. You can't be afraid of injuries. You got to go out there and play like there is no tomorrow. Play each play like it's your last play. If you play like you're afraid to get hurt, no, I know, I understand that. I understand a lot of players aren't, but that's the problem. That's my point. Where if we start telling players to play like there is no tomorrow, play like it's your last play, then
to your point, I'm gonna land a plane here. To your point, the women play like that.
Yes, exactly. That's where I was going.
They fucking play like that.
We just saw in the WNBA. Exactly. The women play like they putting it, as I like to say, balls to the wall. No pause. Balls to the wall. You play like that because you're playing like you're not afraid. Period. And the women show that they're not afraid to play. But the men are, they want to do all this fancy stuff and don't play no damn defense. But the women are showing you in an all-star game, they're playing physically, they're playing fundamentally sound, and they put on a phenomenal show. So that has nothing to do with it, man. It's about the love of the game. No, it's balls to the wall, bro. I know what you're saying, but it's balls to the wall. I've always said balls to the wall, so.
I don't want no fucking Knicks and no bullshit Olympics. You hear me? Because we got a fucking championship to win next year. I don't know what you're talking about in the chat, man. I don't know. This don't mean nothing to me. I waited 50 years for the Knicks. Do not be throwing our players out there.
I think Iman was saying like the women are doing this and they're not even making that much money. They having so much fun, you know what I'm saying?
Then I apologize. Man. So yeah, you're right in that regard. So
you understand?
These basketball players now
I'd rather not have my stars playing in this, to be honest with you. I know what you're saying. You can't be scared of injuries, and the guys are coming off of injuries, like you said.
I'm not talking ones who are coming off of injuries. I'm talking about you're playing like you're afraid to get injured. No, you play. Man. Like,
let me ask you a question. Mm-hmm. Is the USA team men's? Mm-hmm. Are they playing like they don't want to be injured, or are they playing like we're USA and we're better than everyone, so we don't have to go full 100%? We could go half-ass and still win.
No, I don't think it's that. I think part of it is they only had 2 weeks to get together, and then you playing games. That's a small part of it. I don't want to say that they're afraid to get hurt, but it does come across that way. Mm-hmm. I just also think internationally they're hungry, and they have guys who are playing in the NBA, and they know that they want to bring it and step up their game, because if not, they're going to hear about it when they get back to the league. So, it's a multitude of everything. It's a little bit of everything. What NYG is saying. Think about it. You have Giannis playing, you have Jokic playing, you have Team Canada that has a lot of Jamal Murray, JR is up there. SGA is up there. You have France with Gobert and Wemby. So Germany is stacked with NBA players. So, I don't
think these players got no pride for the country either, coach. Like those players. Yeah, you're right. I can never categorize everybody in one category. That's not how human beings work. You're always gonna have outliers. But majority, they probably don't have no real no real pride for this country. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not going to go political with it because that'll go so many different ways. But I'm saying you can see it in kind of the way these other countries perform and how hard they play and how prideful they are with their countries and versus the USA where, like I said, I just think they just going out there and going through the motions right now.
Well, I mean, ultimately, to the initial question, the concern, in terms of the men versus the women, I'm about 98% confident the women will win, and I'll be honest with you, I'm probably 50-50 on the men, maybe 60-40. If I want to be a little bit more arrogant, but it's more 50-50 for me. So yeah, the international game has caught up to them. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, read the comment.
No, I was just going to say, no, he said the international game has caught up to the NBA in the United States, and it's not as big of a gap like it used to be when basketball first came to the Olympics. No, I agree with you in that. Yes, in terms of the men's game, the international game has caught up to the United States men. Yes, they definitely have. So, and they're not afraid. Like I said, they're not afraid. And you have some of the elite. It's not in. That's the other thing. You have elite players on these international teams. Like I said, I just told you quite a few of them. So they're not afraid of what the United States has to offer, and they instill that to the rest of their team. And then of course their coaches, really push the narrative, because they want to prove that they can compete against the almighty United States. So, so it's a lot of different factors that fall into that. Now I got you, Miz. Just tap back in when you're ready. So, but yeah, that's a great point, and that you brought up NYG, and that's a big factor. So, I still expect them to bring the goal home. I'm not gonna lie to you, but my confidence is not, like this is the '92 Dream Team. Wow, we got this in the bag. I ain't gonna lie, we got this in the bag. Shine it up right now. I'm sorry.
Talk about the women playing, coach, and how they play, and how physical they play, and how better they look than the men. It's because they're hungry. They have more to gain.
Well, it's also the fact of the matter is, to be brutally honest, they just lost in the whatchamacallit. So that's another factor.
I don't even think if they won.
Yes, it is. Diana Taurasi said it. She said this shit hurts. She said it right after the game. She said this shit hurts.
Bro, I understand what they're saying, bro, but what hurts more is you get your ass kicked by Sudan. That's what's gonna hurt more. You know what I'm saying? So
no, I'm not saying this.
I just don't think that's factoring into the way they're playing and the way they're performing out there, or at least for that game in the Olympics and the exhibition, because I think they play harder and they have more to prove. They have more to gain from being. I think these NBA players just don't give a shit. They're already making millions of dollars. Yeah, it'll be cool to win a gold medal. Okay, cool, but that's not, to them, that's probably not even worth more than an NBA championship. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I just see the NBA mentality of the NBA player being different than the WNBA player. I feel like them ladies is going out there like, I'm trying to get it. Because if I can do good here, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna get shine. I'm gonna get endorsements. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get that. The NBA players already got all that shit, bro. They're already locked in. They're rich.
Well. This is where I'm going to give you pushback, because those women in the WNBA, they have endorsements. They all have sneaker deals now. Aja Wilson, Stewie, Sabrina, they all have sneaker deals right now. So, and they have plenty of endorsements now.
They are sniffing the amount of money.
I'm not.
That's what I'm talking about, bro.
But you said they will get endorsed. You said they will get endorsements And I'm saying they already have the endorsements.
That's if somebody, I'm saying somebody there like China Olympics that doesn't have an endorsement. I'm saying everybody on the team got endorsements and making the same money.
Nah,
That's what I'm saying. The women they have more to benefit from doing good in this Olympics. The men don't. They don't care. And I'm not saying they don't care, but I don't think they care as much. That's what I'm saying.
The thing about we're bringing economics into the Olympics, and what I'm trying to get across is they're not getting paid for the Olympics, so it's not about that. I get what you're saying about the endorsements. I get that. That's why I'm saying they're still getting endorsements to a certain extent. Now, an endorsement deal is an endorsement deal. I don't think that a Stewie, if she's going to get $10 million and a LeBron, well, not LeBron, I'm not going to use LeBron, but let's just say Anthony Davis, for that matter. If he gets $15 million off of an endorsement deal, it's $5 million, but they're still getting money. So that's where I don't think the endorsement comes in the equation. Now, if you want to say pride in your country, I'm not going to argue with you there, because it does come across at times that, they don't seem like they have a lot of pride. But in the same token, I still think that they're still trying to figure out their rotation, who's playing where, who's doing what. And then when you have to, crunch time, just give it to LeBron. But then again, if you're going up against Giannis in the finals, Giannis can handle he can play. He's played against LeBron, so he knows how to play, and he knows what he can use in terms of his length and his size against LeBron. LeBron will just use his strength for that matter. So, and that's what I don't want to see us do consistently, because then it's easy to defend. Because I said it before, where is Embiid? He's probably, everyone always talks about he's the best big man in all of basketball. Either him or Jokic. Well, why isn't he dominant when he's in there? He just looks so lost, when he's out there playing. So, and that's my concern.
Well,
go ahead, man. What were you going to say?
When you win a gold medal in Olympics, I think they get paid like $37,000 each.
Really?
Yeah, and is $37,000 for the gold, $22,000 for the silver, and $15,000.
Thank you for telling me that.
Yeah.
They make most of the endorsement deals though on the back end.
That's what I was trying to say though. And
you win that gold medal, you like $7,000, but you really gonna make your money off the commercials, the Wheatie boxes, and all of that.
But think about the $37,000 and compare that to the women's salary. How much are they making? That's like goddamn a quarter of their salary, isn't it?
Right.
No. I never knew they were getting money. Yeah. So that's the point. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they do get money. Look at Simone Biles, the gymnast. Like, she's getting paid.
Again, I did not know for the Olympics the athletes.
Yeah, I didn't know you knew that. Yeah,
I did not know that. I always said that, and I've always been. They're amateurs. They're considered amateurs in a sense.
They don't play for free.
Right.
So. Okay. Hey, yeah, you guys taught me something. So, because I know going all the way back in the day, they never got paid. So
no, them trainers damn sure ain't training them for free. Everybody's got to,
training is one different thing. I'm talking about the athletes.
No, I'm saying, but yeah,
everybody's making money, coach. But the front end or the back end, bro.
Yeah, it's a whole machine.
Ain't no such thing as free in this country,
country to country if that shit ain't bringing in no revenue. Shit.
Right.
Hey, well, here's the thing. You still getting $37,000, so that's even more reason you're still getting money. So I mean, come on, as opposed to getting the silver. No, all I can say, I wouldn't care if I was getting $10 million, $50 million. That's still $37,000 that I'm going to be getting
for like a month, for like 3 weeks or a month.
Yeah, that's still
them NBA players don't give a fuck about.
Nah, bro. Yes, they do. Yo, bro. They if that was the case, when they get fined, listen. When they get fined, go ahead.
You listen to point on this one, coach, bro. I'm gonna break it down to you. Look, when they thinking about that 37,000 versus being injured and losing millions, bro, stop it, bro.
I'm going to say,
they don't give a fuck about that 37 grand.
Then
bro.
why the fuck are you out there? Why are you on the Olympic team? If you're worrying about getting
that's
injured,
a deeper issue. Yeah.
if you that's all I'm gonna say. Because if you're talking to the wrong person. Because I'm gonna tell you, then why the fuck are you out here? I don't want your ass. I don't want your bitch ass out here if you're worrying about getting injured. I don't care if you're getting paid millions of dollars.
Be out there, bro.
No.
Talk about that. Most of them should be on that.
I'm a competitor. I mean, I'm a competitor, man. Whether you paying me or not, I want to compete because in the end, it's my ego. It's about my ego, and if I win, it's about stroking my ego. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm. Please believe in me. Don't. You just don't know, man. I want to win. I'm a competitor. Period. Case closed. I hate losing. I hate losing more than I love winning. So
I hate losing too, coach, bro. But
but
unfortunately for us,
I don't want to.
We're in a totally different.
I get it. I understand.
Totally different era, bro.
I just don't. I just don't accept that way of thinking. I just can't. I can't because then if that's
you don't have to accept it, they accept it.
No. You're missing what I'm saying.
It doesn't matter us as fans, yeah.
No, it's not. It's what I'm saying. If this is the if I have to accept that way that they're really thinking like that, then there's no reason for me to be even a fan of sports because you're taking away my enjoyment and you're taking away my enjoyment of watching sports, man. Because it's about the competition. It's about the competition. Seeing guys go out there and compete.
Competition. It's competition at the lower levels is genuine, coach. And I think that's why you like college and youth sports so much. Because in the pros, bro, it's about the bread, like you said. And these guys aren't going to go out there full strength. Matter of fact, what was I listening to? God damn it. There was like, one of the rookies in Giants camp, he stretched out for to catch a pass and broke his collarbone. And I think it was I can't think of the reporter's name.
Oh yeah, I know. I kind of.
And then he was like, it was like, yeah, but if that's Malik Neighbors or Darius Slayton, they're not diving for that fucking pass and OTAs. They're not trying to fuck up their fucking shoulder in OTAs and a practice. But the rookie, he's trying to make the fucking team, so he's gonna go full steam ahead.
See, I think you're misconstruing. You're missing but no. Because you just said something that's totally different. And yes, you're right about that. In practice, when I say competition and competing, you're competing to beat somebody across from you in that regard. Yes, they're on the rosters in that regard. Yes. So I'm talking about in terms of a game, competition in a game. You're not going out there half-assing it. I'm sorry, you're just not.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing that they apply the same thing I just told you in the Olympics. Because to them, they're not going to make the money that they're going to make in the NBA. So why are you going to go out there, balls to the wall?
Then why play? Why play? Then why play?
Bro,
what's the purpose?
Because they need, I don't know, bro. They just, I guess they want the clout.
Yeah, what's up, Lou?
Lou got to say something.
No, this coaching in this heat is draining the shit out of me, so I'm about to go.
Yeah, you look it, bro. I can see it in your face.
In your face, bro.
Yeah.
I'm tired of shit.
Hey, much respect, Lou. And,
shout out to you and Pat. I'm going to check out your premiere. I just seen it drop.
These guys are killing me.
Lou, welcome to my world, what I used to have to deal with.
Oh, shit. I want to do it too, bro. Yeah,
we got some talented kids on that squad, though. We about to make some noise, you heard? Coach Lou up in the building. G Nation, Big Blue Crew Sports.
All right.
But yeah, I'm about to sleep. Shit, I'm tired.
All right,
be easy, man.
I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Yes, man.
True Big Blue Podcast with Pat. More.
All right,
bro.
That's what Gary Couch. They don't care about energy to take your shit because. All right. Well, I mean, I get what you're doing, what you're saying. NYG is just because you're saying, look, They're just out there just to be out there, and it's about the money. It's not about the competition per se. The money is more important than, and I'm just going to say this, then why is Kevin Durant chasing the ring? If it was all about the money, he would just go, look, he'll go to Detroit and play just to get the money.
Kevin Durant's made his money.
Well, okay, a bad example. Any player, any top-level player, they'll go to Portland, to Charlotte, to Detroit because it's about the money. It's not about
do you know the bump? Do you know what, like, it's the players that are legacy chasing, like Kevin Durant, you know, or ring chasing, if you want to call that, Chris Paul, Westbrook, so on and so forth, LeBron. It's a lot of those guys have made money. One, and then for two, look, we're talking about the Olympics. I'm comparing the Olympics because that's the subject. You know what I'm saying? Every situation is going to be different. You know, so in the Olympics, it's not going to compare to winning an NBA championship to those guys.
But it's the competition. What I'm saying to you, it's the competition.
Because then you get Hall of Fame accolades. You get all kind of, like, so much comes with that. You know what I'm saying?
Same thing with the Olympics. Same thing with the Olympics. That goes on to your Hall of Fame. Yes, it does. That's basketball.
It's not the same with these basketball players. It's not like the 90s, bro.
It's not about what I'm saying. What I'm saying to you, because you're talking about they don't care in terms of the Olympics. What I'm saying is, then why are you out there in the first place? That's number one. So if it's not about the Olympics,
I think the players that are playing, like, they want to play, but what I'm saying is they're not going to give that type of effort that you're asking for as a coach.
Well, the other day, no. But see,
them cats ain't doing that shit, bro.
But you're wrong, because different. Joel Embiid just did that the other day. He dove on the court. That's balls to the wall to me.
That's one play. That's not something. Okay. That's not something to where I'm looking at these players and so, like, look at the effort that the other countries are giving, bro. It's different. It's a different. It's collective too. It's collective too. It is collective. It's collective because Joel Embiid might be playing hard. I said LeBron James was playing his ass off, but a lot of these cats ain't.
Well, guess what? We're about to see now, because now the game counts. Those other games are just like a kind of a tune-up and scrimmage.
Exhibition. I know.
Exhibition. Now these games.
And again, you know, scrimmage games, but
right.
Coach don't give a fuck if it's a scrimmage or if it's a game. You better be playing your ass off. You ain't gonna be out there that goddamn court.
Now, I will also say this too. These other international teams, they know they've been playing together for years. So that's why I say everything is a factor. The United States, we just grab guys and we just throw them together in 2 weeks and we say we're the best. Schroeder has been playing with the Wagner brothers for years. They know each other. And that's the thing. That's the disadvantage of the United States. We don't have a national team. We take guys from the NBA and throw them on the team, as opposed to, you know what? You're supposed to get a national team and let them play together for years. This is the team. You know what? For the next 4 years, you guys are going to be the national team. So look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to practice so on. Even in the off season, we're going to be doing some workouts, even if it's just walkthroughs, just so we can get to some level of continuity. These other international teams have been playing for years. So they know exactly if he's cutting, they can look at each other and they can say, okay, I know exactly what he's going to do. Where I saw against Germany where Anthony Davis was cutting baseline, and I forgot who it was trying to kick it out to him because he saw him on the wing, and he didn't realize he was in the paint. So Anthony Davis was crashing to get a rebound. So take the ball up to the rim, and he's there to back you up. Where as opposed, and that's what I'm getting at. So it's tough. It's tough for our teams internationally, because that's what also messes up the effort, because guys really don't know how guys are or what guys are going to do, how they're going to cut if they see this. So, but to your point, NYG, yeah, you scale it back a little bit because you're trying to figure out, and that's where the international, yeah, they're going to play together. They've been playing together for so long, so yeah, it's going to be more. So, I just wish we had the international team playing together for 4 years. Like after this Olympics, we should.
I wish we had some dogs, bro. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, man. Tyrese Halliburton, Derek White.
Oh,
It's just
you,
great. It's just very underwhelming roster, man. You know what I mean? To be honest with
yes,
you, man.
but I
And
think
that's one of the things. And then the other thing is too, a lot of these guys, again, they are going to protect themselves just a bit, because they know that they got to play an 82 game season right after they get done with this Olympic shit. So, man, I don't know, it's tough.
also heard the United States that they put these teams together 6 weeks. Yes, I do think it hurts. Like that, and Anthony, yes, it does hurt. It definitely hurts that, you know what, we don't, that goes to what I'm saying. We don't have the time together. So, but, I mean, we're going to see, hopefully, we will bring the gold home. That's all I can hope for, because right now it's a concern. But we're going to get into just one more segment before we get into Coach's Corner. And it's Summer League standouts, and I'm only going to focus on the Nets and the Knicks. That's it, because it's harder to city. So, and for the Nets, it was Jalen Wilson. He was
Jalen Wilson and Keon Johnson.
Wilson won the Summer League MVP. So, were you able to catch any of his games or any of their games, NYG?
I've seen some highlights. It's been kind of tough for me to watch the Summer League, but I do watch the highlights. I do listen to Leaf, big fan Breezy and the fellas over there, man. So shout out to them. They've been kind of all over that stuff. But
what's the thought?
Jalen Wilson, man. I like this kid, Jalen Wilson. Trying to bring out the stats for the Summer League. I think I had it posted on one of my posts on Twitter, but he's been the best so far out of the Nets players. Let's see if I can find it. Oh yeah, right here. 4 games played, 31.5 minutes, 24.3 points per game, 5.3 rebounds, 1 assist, 46% shooting, and 56 from 3-point land. He is a sharpshooter, shooting 88% from free throw land. So again, man, I think he's a better version of Cam Johnson. To be honest with you, man, I'm saying, like, I think he can be a younger, better version of Cam Johnson. It's not like Cam Johnson's old. I think that contract was kind of, not great. But shout out to Jalen Wilson and Keon Johnson. I think they gave him a contract. They signed him. You have Noah Clowney, who was also played pretty good in the Summer League. Noah Clowney was the Nets' first round pick last year. So, yeah, I think the Nets got some good, promising young stars here. Well, not stars, but young pieces here. And Summer League is showing that. But again, this is going to be a figure it out year for the Nets. They're going to have to figure out what young players they're going to move forward with. We're already committed to Nick Claxton. He signed. So, you still got Cam Johnson, who I think they're going to move on from eventually. They're going to start getting these contracts out of here, Ben Simmons and all these other guys. And then you're going to have to figure out what you're going to do with Cam Thomas. So, having Jalen Wilson, having Keon Johnson, Tyreek Whitehead, some of these other guys some of these other young players is going to be key for the Nets, as they start to rebuild this roster and rebuild this team. But so far, so good, man. Jalen Wilson is money. He's money, man. He can shoot. That dude can play. That dude can play, man. I want to see him get some NBA minutes this year.
Okay. Let me real quick just answer what you call a question that I have highlighted. I'm not familiar with the WBC, so I can't really tell you. It says, Coach, do you think the mentality of these basketball players that you the national team and the baseball players that you're seeing play for the United States WBC is different because of their fully guaranteed contracts? That's why you see them play full hard all the way and not worried about the injuries. Again, like I said, I don't know about the WBC, so I can't answer.
Baseball, yeah. I mean, but both. I mean, basketball and baseball, they both fully guaranteed contracts. So
I if that's the case, then no, there should be no difference in terms of I just think in the national team, part of it is the amount of time. So, but again, we're getting back into the summer league, so we can start closing this out. Now, as far as the Knicks, Cave, what's your thoughts? First of all, I'm going to go into the guys that I think were, key to the Knicks is Pacome Dadier, Ariel Hekporti, and maybe Rokas Joe Kubor.
He signed with the team overseas. So
so he's gone. Tyler Kolek and Jacob Top. Dimitro Skapinskiv.
The center.
Jacob Top. And I don't think Dwayne Johnson is going to make the roster. He might get an invite, but I don't think so. But what's your thoughts in terms of the summer league? The guys, who impressed you in terms of their play? Who do you think stood out the most for you?
First of all, salute Mosley was going good, bro. As far as the Knicks, of course, Tyler Kolek was the one. That's what I was watching the whole time, just to see how he runs the team. Because like I said, we do need that secondary playmaker off the bench, somebody that could get these guys in their sets, and that's all I was looking for. Mm-hmm. And we got a guy that's going to have 30-something assists and less than 8 turnovers in summer league. Like I said, it's only summer league, but hey, man, it was some games he had 10 assists, no turnovers, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's all I was looking at, mainly some of his passing and stuff like that, throwing guys open and stuff like that. So I was really, happy with that, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, Deuce is nice, but, Deuce is more like a combo guard. So if we got a point guard that's good, run the team and stuff like that, spell Brunson, that's all I care about, And then also the center, he was okay. What's that?
Skavinsky. Wait a minute, Scott Pinstead.
Yeah, and also Pacome Dadier, our first round pick. Like I said, I like his size. He's a wing and stuff like that. He didn't shoot particularly well, but like I said, I like his aggression and things like that. And he's gonna be good. I think he'll be all right. He just needs to get acclimated and get, with NBA game and stuff like that. But like I said, Kolek is definitely going to be, on the second unit and stuff like that. I even see reports where he'll be the backup ahead of Cameron Payne, you know what I'm saying? But, that's just for right now, how that go. But like I said, Pacome, he'll be back and forth with the G League, but I expect him to be on the team and stuff like that too. So those are the two, Kolek, Dadier, and Skavinsky, whatever his name is.
Well, I think actually Hekporti is probably will get more opportunities over him. Now, Hekporti will probably definitely be in Westchester, I think. So you're right about Kolek. He's on the roster. There's no doubt about it. So maybe if he's, not getting enough playing time in the beginning, they'll put him in Westchester just to keep him, in the flow of playing. But ultimately, I think
he's on that contract too. So that's a big for a second round pick.
Yeah. So, like I said, Jacob Toppin will probably be in Westchester. Dwayne Washington, unless he gets picked up somewhere else, he's probably going to be in Westchester. Because Pinskev, Westchester, he's headed. But Dadier definitely going to be on the roster. On occasion in the beginning, he might get playing time just to play initially in Westchester, but he'll definitely make the roster. And they'll take it from there. So I like what we have in terms of the Knicks, in terms of the young talent, because I did initially question, them. Now look, they're playing against other guys fighting for roster spots, but at least you see that there is some talent there, and that's something that they can work with. So in terms of that, it's good. They did a great job in terms of second round draft picks, so that's showing me that no matter what, even with the first round draft picks that go to the Nets, at least the second round draft picks, they're finding hidden their due diligence in terms of finding those second round draft picks who are going to come in and help the team, especially with a lot of the big money guys who are there, basically you're going to be on the roster. So, and it's also leaves the question, which I understand why there are fans who are questioning Julius Randle being traded. Now I'm not saying a rookie is going to, bring the same type of value as Julius, but I also understand down the road. See, that's the thing, down the road. What's up, Raph?
Right.
Thanks for tapping in. You can get something, because then if you do trade Julius, then at least you have something that you can develop. And then again, you have other key players on the roster who at least can, fill in a sense, whether it's OG moving to the 4, because they want to do that, 5 out, situation, Bridges, whoever. So you still have Hart, you have Dante. So, there are certain things that you can do in terms of this roster, in terms of youth, along with the veterans. So, future looks decent. It looks good for the Knicks. I don't want to say decent. It looks good for the Knicks. So definitely, can be excited, but we still have a lot of work to do, going forward. So, but yeah, from the summer league, that's what I definitely am taking. So, but just wanted to touch on that. So, now we're just going to, unless you guys, NYG, man, Cave, you have anything else you want to add in? I'm going to start.
Nah, not really. I do want to ask you guys how y'all feel about campaign. I didn't get to talk to y'all about that. How y'all feel about the Cameron Payne signing?
Oh yeah, with campaign, like I said, it's like
what's his role gonna be?
Well, he's going to be the backup point guard, but like I said, with Kolek playing like this now, the Kolek might have moved past him, but then again, you just never know. You know what I'm saying? Because Cameron Payne does have NBA experience, and he's a 9-year vet. So I expect him to play. You know what I'm saying? Unless something happens or something like that, but I expect him to play. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I like the deal because it's a veteran minimum. It wasn't no big deal. You know what I'm saying? So we'll take it. That's all.
Exactly. So I'm with you. Cam. I figure he's going to be the backup. He's going to bring energy. He does brings. He can play a little bit of defense. He was streaky at 3. At times. He definitely can bring it. He can definitely produce. But I'm not expecting him to be that scorer from the second unit. That's going to be Devo's job right there. Maybe Deuce. In that regard, and you still have Josh Hart, who's going to do a little bit of everything. So, campaign, he's definitely going to help us in the beginning of the season. Definitely be that backup to start until Tyler is ready to go. And take over, and then maybe he ends up being almost the same thing as Shake Milton. Where he's going to be regulated to the bench in that regard. So, it's going to be interesting, once the season kicks into play. So, we'll see. We still have work to do because, Philly also getting Reggie Jackson, I'm like, okay, so they're trying to one up us in a sense. So, that's what it seems like. So, but that's another story. So, but yeah, I'm cool with Payne. So, it's a good veteran pickup. So, so now we're just going to go ahead and start to move on to Coach's Corner. So, have some stuff I want to talk to you guys about. And
Coach's Corner, you ready for it?
Yeah.
Where's my Where's my?
Yeah, so I'm looking for
Where's
it
the?
right now. I got it.
I
So
got it.
yeah, I got it. So wait a minute. You got me, bro. You got me because you got two of them in there.
Yeah. I'm gonna delete the other one out.
Oh man, but welcome
You
to
got it.
Coach's Corner, man. I just have a couple of things that I'm going to talk to you guys about. But I appreciate everyone for being here with me with Coach's Corner. I love doing this stuff. So, but going to dive right into it. In terms of Coach's Corner, I'm going to start with the Liberty. For everyone who didn't know, the New York Liberty had three players who actually participated in the WNBA's All-Star Game. Breanna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu, they were on the U.S. national team, and Jonquil Jones was on the WNBA All-Star team. So, it was just good to see three players from the Liberty competing in that All-Star event. So, did my heart proud. And they all represented New York very well. JJ also competed in the three-point contest. Ended up coming up short, but she came in second place to Alyssa Gray of Atlanta. But, if she had a hit, I think it was her last shot, I think she would have won. But again, it's just still good to see her out there competing and doing well and representing New York very well. So, also, in terms of Liberty, which most people don't realize, in terms of the Olympics, New York actually has four players who are competing in the Olympics. Stewart and UNESCO for the United States, and Leona Febish and Nair Sabli for Germany. So, that's good to see that, the Liberty are well represented internationally. Now, you'll also see, and I'm waiting to see, France. I think France is in there. So that means Maureen Johannes, who was with the Liberty last year, is going to be out there. And then also, I don't know if China made the Olympics. I was trying to research if they were on there because usually Han Zhu, who also was on the Liberty last year, she's the star for China. So I believe that they are in there. I think they won the Asian Cup, but I didn't see anything. I was trying to look for the information. I couldn't find anything. So if that ends up, there are going to be at least six former, current and former Liberty players playing in the Olympics. So, again, good job to the Liberty in terms of finding the talent, acquiring talent, and getting these players ready to compete not only in the W, but internationally. So New York right now currently stands as number one overall in the WNBA with a 21-4 record at the break. So this is actually the best record for New York at this point in team history. So with all the teams that have made the WNBA finals, this is the best record for the Liberty of all time. So I'm proud of that. All the power rankings have had them as the number one team also. So that just speaks to volumes to the team that they are. Bleacher Report though has them tied with Las Vegas at plus 155 in the title odds. Going into the final stretch after the break. So they're basically saying they're expecting New York and Las Vegas to end up playing in the championship game again. So we're going to see if that plays out that way. So going to talk about a little something that led to me saying this, but if it ends up going that way, and I do honestly do think that way, but there is a possibility it doesn't go that way in the end. But Vegas getting Chelsea Gray back has been a big igniting and a contributing factor to them starting to improve. So that's what I have on the Liberty. Now I'm going to go into the WNBA itself. Again, WNBA All-Star weekend was exciting. It was an exciting weekend. These ladies put on a show. Friday night in the skills challenge, it was exciting. Seeing these players out there, even seeing Brittany Griner out there. She well deserved, especially after what she's been through competing in the skills challenge. And then in the 3-point contest. Now, one of the amazing things, Alyssa Gray of Atlanta ended up winning both of those contests. She won the skills challenge and the 3-point challenge. And that was the first time that's ever happened. So, and for me, it was well worth it. So kudos to her for winning that. You had a question, NYG?
No, I was gonna say Jonquel Jones was right there, man. She almost won that 3-point contest. That's a center.
Yeah, she lost that, I think, on the last shot, so she won. So, but shout out to Alyssa Gray, man, for winning both of them. So she did her thing. So respect to her. Saturday they also had the WNBA All Stars defeat the U.S. Olympics national team 117-109. Was a hell of a game, man. One of the biggest thing about this game, two of the things. Number one, it was the most watched WNBA game, All-Star game ever. You had 3.44 million viewers tune into the game, and it crushed the old record. It was a 21-year-old record where it was 1.4 million viewers in the past. So that speaks volumes to what this game actually did, and the women's game as a whole, because right now it's in the upswing, and it's great that fans are tuning in. Now, in terms of the other thing, in terms of the game, Arike Ogunbowale, she ended up being the game's MVP. She ended up scoring 34 points, and all of this in the second half. She had 0 points in the first half, but put on a show in the second half. She scored 21 of her 34 points in the third quarter. So that right there, she basically went out there and said, first of all, Coach Cheryl Miller told her to breathe, relax, and go out there and play your game, because really nobody had anything for her, and she definitely did. So, and she basically said to the selection committee, this is a big slap in your face, because you should have had me on the national team. And then she should have. I just think that they didn't put her on there because Dallas didn't have a winning record. And right now, it should be the best players in the league should be out there. So it was a big mistake. And hopefully, I don't think it's going to really come back to bite the United States, but I think, she should have been out there in the first place. Also in the game, everyone was tuning in because they wanted to see this, and they got what they really wanted in terms of Caitlin Clark linking up with Angel Reese with a beautiful assist where Caitlin Clark drove the lane, draw the coverage, and dropped the pass right down to Angel, who just laid it up. So, and everyone was looking for that. How are they going to interact? How are they going to play together? And they seem to play very well together, no issues. So, and these two young ladies continue to far and away be the two who are going to end up winning. One of them is going to end up winning Rookie of the Year, because they perform at a high level, whether it's, double doubles for Angel Reese, breaking assist records for Caitlin Clark, being a fan favorite, both of them being a fan favorite. I mean, Angel Reese got a standing ovation when she was introduced in the All-Star game. So, but yeah, these two are the odds-on favorite to win Rookie of the Year. So, that's kudos to them, and it was great to see them connect that way in the All-Star game. Now, I spoke about New York and Vegas, the odds on, in terms of the odds to win. There might be a little deviation, or there might be a little pressure. Let's put it like this week. Last week, there was a mega trade in the WNBA. The Connecticut Sun acquired Marina Mabrey from the Chicago Sky. Connecticut sent 2 players and draft picks to Chicago for Mabrey, and I think a second-round draft pick. And this is a move that Connecticut needed. It has the potential to help solidify them into title contention talk now with New York and Vegas. Mabrey provides Connecticut with what they've been needing, a gritty 3-and-D type of a player who's consistent from deep. It gives them the physical ability to take on and compete with New York, especially in the backcourt, but also on both ends of the court. Currently, New York has been undefeated against Connecticut for the past 2 years, and Mabry may help change that narrative if these two end up seeing each other in the playoffs. So it's a big move for Connecticut. Connecticut is at number 2 right now. So how does that help them going into the playoffs? And then will it help them, if they face Las Vegas also in the playoffs? So that's a big move. I'm going to be watching it as we go forward. So, but that's what I wanted to talk about in terms of the WNBA. So now I'm going to move on to Syracuse University. And I'm going to start with football with Syracuse. And this is from the CBS Sports.com site. They were just given a projection of, wins over under for Syracuse for the year. And right now the over under is at 7.5 wins. Now they're projecting their wins are going to be against Ohio University, not the Ohio State. So please don't anyone think I'm talking about the Buckeyes. This is the Bobcats from Ohio, Stanford, Holy Cross, UNLV, Boston College, and UConn. Those are who they're projecting that they should beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then they're saying the losses should be Georgia Tech, NC State, Pitt, Virginia Tech, Cal, and Miami. So now they say at Cal. I think that's the one that's going to be intriguing because Cal, how are they going to be doing in the ACC? The rest of them, and maybe Georgia Tech, but I can't see them, taking out NC State, Pitt, Virginia Tech, or Miami. I just can't see them doing that, especially with a first-year head coach. A first-year head coach who's never been a head coach at any level. So, it's going to be intriguing to see, with the season going on now. Their benefit is that they don't face Florida State or Clemson. So, that's a good thing for Coach Fran Brown. So, it's going to be very interesting. Now, they do have 4 out-of-conference games. So, and they're projecting them to go undefeated in their out-of-conference games. So, but it looks like they're projecting them to only get 2 wins in the ACC. So if they can squeeze out another one, that'll push them over. That'll push them to 7. And, they have to try and squeeze out another one to get over 7.5. So right now it looks like they're projecting them to get under 7.5 wins for the year. So we'll see what happens once the season gets into full swing. Now on the men's basketball side of the narrative for Syracuse, I was just playing around on some of the recruiting sites for 2024, taking a look at the final rankings. And On3, one of the third national recruiting site, I didn't know that they had Syracuse ranked number 10th nationally in terms of the recruit and number 3 in the ACC. Now they have a total of 6 recruits coming in, 2 from high school and 4 in the transfers. But still, to be number 10th nationally, that speaks volumes to, what they might do in terms of, as a basketball team, how do they end up? So I'm definitely going to be tuned in to see.
You said third in the ACC? Who they behind? Carolina and Duke?
I didn't see that. I just saw their breakdown. I didn't break down where they were ranked.
Yeah, more than likely.
Yeah, it's probably more behind North Carolina and Duke. I can't see anyone else, but let me see if I can pull back On3.
That's pretty good though. Still.
Now that's On3. On3 is probably the third of the
recruiting
of the 3 recruiting ranks. So, right. But yeah, it's it's nice to see that
What's good, Alex?
What's up, Alex?
Bro?
I like you.
I see you, Mosley. What's good with you, man? See you on the chat, man. Appreciate y'all.
Just get caught up. In the chat, so I'm all caught up. So On3 is usually the third of the 3 recruiting rankings. So, but still, it's good that they're still considered 10 nationally and number 3 in the ACC. So, how they would do this season is going to be a big factor into everything. So, I'll be keeping an eye on that. So, And going to move down to Rutgers now in terms of what's going on in Scarlet Nation. They just had Big Ten Media Day, and I was tapped in, watching what's going on with Rutgers. Rutgers was on, because it's a 3-day event. Rutgers is in the first, was in the first day, one of 6 teams that were there, where the coaches were speaking, and they had 3 players who were there to also talk. So you can always tap in and take a look, at what was said there. If you go to Rutgers football on YouTube, you'll see all that information, or you can follow it on Twitter. But they also, yesterday, there was a publication, Cleveland.com. They usually do a preseason media poll. And Rutgers is actually ranked 9th in terms of the league, which normally Rutgers is usually 13, was either 11, 12, or 13 for the past few years. So for them to be 9th, especially with 4 new teams coming in, that's big, because that's keeping them in the middle of the pack. Now, it's Ohio State number 1, Oregon number 2, Penn State number 3, Michigan 4, Iowa number 5, 6, Wisconsin 7, Nebraska 8, and then Rutgers is 9. And then after you get that, you have Washington 10, Maryland 11, Minnesota 12, Illinois 13, Northwestern 14, UCLA 15, Michigan State 16, Indiana 17, and Purdue is 18. Now, that's big for Rutgers. I mean, look,
right.
Everyone has said that, they get the benefit of having an easy conference schedule where they're not playing Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan, Oregon, and even Iowa. They're not playing the top 5 in the conference at all this year. So, it's still going to be a tough task for them. But, there's a lot of people who are confident, or they feel good about Rutgers. I said it before, there's been fluctuation from 5 wins up to 10 wins in one publication. Most people have them right around 8 wins. So I think the betting line is at 6.5 to 7.5, I believe. But that's still good for Rutgers. So as long as they follow through, right now on the 2D chart, because they spoke about it, they're stacked with seniors, and that's a good thing. And Coach Shiano, in terms of talking about the roster, here's a quote that he said: "We've been filling the pipeline since we've got there with quality young men and quality football players. And I believe now the pipeline is close to being full. Although some of it is still young, we have an experienced group at the end of the pipeline." So he's talking about the seniors. We're going to have a lot of NFL players that come out of this season. And to me, anytime we've had great teams come out of Rutgers, they've been made of NFL players. And he's right. He's been right. If you go back to 2006, that team was full of NFL players. And most of you guys know that, whether it was Ray Rice, whether it was the McCourty brothers, Courtney Green. I mean, I can go down the list. Anthony Davis, even quarterbacks. And, at that time, he ended up going tight ends, wide receivers, Kenny Britt, it's this class is going to be filled with a lot of NFL caliber players. So now he was also asked about Kyle Monangai, because during the interview, Jake Butts, former Michigan tight end, he alluded to it quite often. He said it amazes how you have the returning Big Ten.
Who was it?
Jake Butts. Jake
Butts, the tight end? Yo,
yes.
Super Pause.
What do you mean, Super Pause? No, that's his name. What are you talking about?
Butts.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Jake Butts.
His name, his name is Jake Butts.
Oh my God, they ain't do that dude no favors.
Oh no, yeah. He's still in college?
No. He's what you call a commentator for Big Ten
right.
Network.
Jake Butts, the tight end.
Yeah.
I remember.
You can't make this shit up.
When he was at Michigan.
Yeah. But he basically said, how is Kyle Monangai is being slept on. He said with all the other running backs, Monangai is the returning Big Ten leading rusher, and people are sleeping on him. And Coach Fiano said, I say 98% of the time, when he's talking about him, why he's a good back is his vision, but he's also falling forward. He's falling in the right direction. And basically his running style matches Rutgers' identity, which is it's a big factor. It's a big thing. So, kudos to Jake for identifying that. And you know what? Teams want to sleep on Rutgers and sleep on Kyle Monangai. Go right ahead. Go right ahead. Now, they did speak about the quarterback play, and everyone has said the same thing. If Rutgers can just get just not even just average type of quarterback play, and it's going to be an improvement over Gavin Wimsatt, because Gavin was not a good, an accurate passer. He was more of a running quarterback. But if you can also pass, that's going to help open up the running game for Rutgers. So, that's some of the things that you're going to be looking for as far as with training camp, because they actually start training camp on Sunday. So they have to get ready, because the last Thursday of the month, I think it's August 29th, is when they host Howard. So it's a Thursday. So that's where they're going to be, getting ready for the season. So now one other thing I wanted to talk about when it came to Rutgers. Rutgers actually has 14 players who were named to the 2025 East-West Shrine Bowl 1,000 watch list. And that's basically what it's saying is the East-West Shrine Bowl, that's the Shriners Bowl, is going to be, they have 1,000 players that they're going to keep an eye on who might get invitation to the game. When it comes to bowl series, the all-star games, those type of things. And the Shrine Bowl has been around for many years, going back to when I was even playing in college. So, that's a big thing. So, but the players who they're watching are Tyreen Power, linebacker, Kyle Monangai, running back, Holland Pierce, offensive tackle, Mohamed Toure, linebacker, Dymere Miller, wide receiver, Flip Dixon, safety, Wesley Bailey, defensive end, Robert Longer being cornerback, Nycene Brantley, wide receiver, Desmond Ignosu, safety, Austin Riggs, long snapper, Aaron Lewis, defensive end, Ethan Manis, quarterback, and Shaquan Loyal, safety. So that's big, though, to get 14 players that they're going to be keeping an eye on, because, again, that goes back to what Shiana was saying, the amount of NFL caliber players who are coming out of this. I'm going to be watching Cali McManus because I think he still has another year, so he still may stay depending on how the season turns out, but we'll go from there. I found it also interesting, Jerry DiNardo, one of the analysts for the Big Ten Network, when they were talking about the conference as a whole in comparison to the SEC, and I just found this intriguing. He said, most people don't realize the Big Ten covers 45% of the country's population in terms of coverage. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. That's almost half the country. So, that just speaks volumes. Number one, we may not like it, but this speaks volumes to where the direction of college football is headed. Now, Commissioner Petitti did say that he's not focused on expansion. He's only focused on the 18 teams that are in the conference now. But you know what? It's going to come eventually, whether it's 5 years down the road or 10 years down the road. So, but right now covering 45%, that just speaks volume, and that goes right to its TV deal. So now in terms of basketball, I did take a look at the ranks also for Rutgers with On3. Nationally, they're 5th, and in the Big Ten, they're 1st. They have a total of 9 recruits, 5 high school and 4 transfers. But one of the other things I found interesting in looking at this is the average NIL payouts for the players that are there for Rutgers. For 2 players, the average is $638,000. Duke, who is number 1 in terms of the ranking,
say what? How much?
The NIL payout for two players is $638,000. Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper.
Mm-hmm.
And for Duke, I think it was a total of 6 players that they got it off of, even though there were some who they didn't get the numbers. Duke was at 425,000. Rutgers, when I took a look across the country, was tops in the country in terms of the payout. And they did not even include the other players in their payout. So I do think it would drop it down to close to what Duke is. Duke's number one player, of course, was Cooper Flagg. He was at $1.4 million. So, but, that just speaks volumes to how the NIL payout is nowadays. That's why a lot of coaches are, harping on the NIL and the payouts and what's going on. And that's why you have a Nick Saban who's leaving because, you know what? He can't afford, he can't compete with that. Now if you got the money, you know what? Yeah. So now it levels the playing field. And guess what? Nick Saban and some of these top schools, you got to get your NIL. And Rutgers is not even a big NIL school. So, but that tells me right there that people are anteing it up, and Rutgers is doing a good job of still trying to build it. Coach Shiano even said, because one of the biggest things when he got here was building an indoor facility for Rutgers, because right now they only have a bubble. And, you want to compete with a lot of the other schools, and that's put on hold because they're focused on NIL, generating the money for the NIL, and that's big across the country. So, just continue to show you got to ante up the money to pay these kids. That's why they're going to come to your schools in the end. So, but that's what I have today for you for Coach's Corner. So with that, pretty much going to be ending the show right now. Anything else that you guys want to add in before I close it out?
Well, I'm going to say, man, great show. Thanks for the show tonight, man. Everybody who was in the chat, man, thank you guys for stopping through, man. And like I said, man, please hit that like and subscribe button. Also share it on all your social media platforms. And like I said, and as for me, like I said, you can catch me on my YouTube channel, The Man Cave Podcast, and also The Man Cave _Escott. And also tap in tomorrow, man. I'm gonna be live tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. in the evening. Talking training camp recap from the first day. Also, little Evan Neal and guys who was on the PUP list and stuff like that. Also, probably a little Yankees and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? The little disaster we got going on with the Yankees tomorrow. So like I said, that'll be 6:30 tomorrow, man. Tap in. And also Saturday, I think I might go live Saturday too in the evening and stuff like that, talking about, like the first week of training camp too. So should be on it.
All right, that's cool. All right, and what about you, NYG? What do you got going on this week? And where can everyone find you also?
You can find me right here at Popular Opinion Sports. You can always catch me on Heart of the City. You can always catch me on the Black Top Podcast Friday, 7:30. We're coming back with another episode this week. Always
you're breaking up, bro.
11:45.
Yeah, you can catch them Sunday on Giants Convo on Sunday, with the Big Blue Crew Sports Network. You know what I'm saying? That's like I said, and I forgot to say, everybody, please subscribe to everybody's channel over here. Coach Ed Gladney's Amazing World of Sports, Unpopular Opinion Sports NYG, also the Man Cave Podcast. You also got Big Pat Sports Talk, Miz in the Midday, G Nation Inside Sports, Wales to New Jersey, Mac the Giants, Big Blue in the Bronx, Knicks Cast, and all the Big Blue crew. Make sure you tap in and subscribe to our channels, man.
All right. So, and for me, you can catch me at Coach Ed Gladney's Amazing World of Sports on YouTube. You can also catch me on Twitter, SkySpoppa72, SKYSPOPPA 72. You can also catch me on Instagram at Don't Sweat the Technique. It's DA, not the DA. Don't Sweat the Technique. That's me on Instagram. And I'm also on TikTok. I believe it's Ed Gladney. That's Ed with 2 D's. So, and tomorrow I'll actually be on the Pick and Roll podcast, talking a little NBA. I'll also have my second episode of the week of the Coach Ed Gladney's Reading Attack live, Reading Attack show live. That'll actually be at 8 o'clock after Man Cave show. Thursday, I'll be talking to WNBA and women's sports with the Full Court Press. And Friday, another Reading Attack sports show live, 6 p.m. And then Saturday, definitely be on the halftime coaching adjustment show with Philly Halftime. Is 2 Farts. We sit down and talk about sports and life, many different factors of life. We bring a different component, whether it's family, life, love, technology, whatever. We just don't just talk about sports. That's the whole point. So, and of course, I'll be on with Man Cave, with NYG, on their shows also, whenever I have the chance, just like they'll also jump on with me whenever they have the chance. So, but I'm always staying busy, working on new other things to bring to everyone. So, so that's pretty much it. So, with that being said, we're about ready to get out of here. So go ahead, NYG. Let's close it out, baby.
Peace.
Peace, everyone.
You already know what it is, man. We're gonna get out of here, man. But definitely, man, like, share, subscribe, man. And until next time.